Yo, hey, we were going for about what,
30
40
minutes,
minutes,
bro.
30 minutes?
40 minutes, close to
We
40
weren't
minutes,
live,
bro.
man. The
Bro,
whole
we weren't
time,
live.
man. We was on
Whole
pick
time, bro.
20.
Man.
Hey, it happens, bro.
Crazy, bro. We've already had a conversation about the Senior Bowl, right? In terms of the underclassmen. We had a conversation about, Miami FSU. We talked about Bryce Young, bro. And we were 20 picks into our 2-round mock draft before we realized we weren't live, bro. Crazy, bro. Amateur hour, bro.
Yo,
Amateur
that's me, man. That's
hour,
on
man.
me. I put it on me, man. I should have seen the live. I noticed I didn't see the time going. That's on me, man. I should have
Oh
called it out, bro.
man. Oh, you got to be kidding me, bro. Oh man. And you know, the whole time that the fellas are in the chat, right,
We
doing their
talking
mock
to
drafts,
y'all.
we talking to them, right? And they into it. So I'm like, you know what? Cool. I'm gonna make a video out of it. I'm gonna make a video out of it because they going in on the draft. I love it, bro.
Yeah,
Here we are, not even live, bro. We had a great conversation, me and Headley. If y'all,
boy, we was
for
going.
those of you, bro, we were having a great conversation.
Oh yeah, just us two. The world ain't
Just
see it,
us,
man.
man. They don't know. They'll never know, bro. They'll never know, man. So we apologize. We apologize about that.
What up, Joey?
What's going on, Joey? Hey, listen, D-Kid's like, man, I don't know what's going on. Where these cats at, bro? And I was reading some of the most recent. I was like, hold on. And I look, oh, bro, stream not even on.
Yo, we talked about Bryce Young, man. Not giving up on Bryce Young. The offensive line in Carolina, no separations for the receivers. We talked about the rivalry game, man. TV
Amateur hour, bro. TVD, like
struggling.
verse, everything, bro. Oh
Senior
my
Bowl having
goodness.
juniors now. It's gonna be the junior
The,
Senior
the,
Bowl.
the whole nine. The whole nine, man.
Let's just
All
jump
right,
into the
so
mock, bro.
let's jump into the mock. Let's jump into the mock. All right. We got Chi-Town at the top, man. Listen, man. Listen. The way because of the interesting nature of this particular live stream and the fact that we've done so much in this draft already, I do want to get the chat's input in here. So guys, get in the comments. Let us know who are you taking first overall here to Chicago. I'm not saying we're gonna pick them, but I am interested to know. I know when Jake made the pick, he
Jake
went
said
Drake
Drake
May.
May. Yeah, he
He
said
went
Drake
Drake
May.
May, but I want to know what the consensus is for those in the chat right now.
Yeah, man, it's QB1 debates heating up, man.
Yeah,
Yeah. Caleb Williams is, they getting at him right now. They even getting him hugging his mom over there. They're like, oh, we don't want that in our quarterback. Man, it's crazy, bro. Drake May for sure.
Man.
See,
It's a
everyone's on
big.
Drake May.
Joey's saying Caleb. Joey's going with Caleb. Joey's got
Yeah.
Caleb. DK has Drake May, and Jake I know had Drake May as well. I'm not ready to come off to Caleb Williams. I think he's gonna have to go to the Senior Bowl though. I think he's gonna have to go to the Shrine Game, and I think what's most important for Caleb Williams, bro. And I wanted to save this till Drew got back. I really wanted to save this until Drew got back, but I'm going to touch on it a little bit here. I think the interviews are going to be what's most important, right? Everybody's focused on the fact that he doesn't necessarily always play within the confines of the offense, and that's a reasonable concern. It's a reasonable concern. I think it's a little overblown, all things considered, but I think it's a reasonable concern, right? But I think it's his temperament. I think it's his self-awareness that is most concerning, because you have to be self-aware in order to make the corrections to your game. You understand what I'm saying? And it takes me back to our evaluation of Patrick Mahomes. Bro, I could not stand the way he played quarterback, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Could not stand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you could build an offense around this guy. But as the draft got closer and closer, and you heard him speak, and he did an interview, and there was one interview with the Move the Sticks podcast that really,
I remember it.
really started to kind of move the needle for me. And then, of course, when he went to the Kansas City Chiefs with Andy Reid, with Eric Bieniemy, a playoff, I was like, okay, Andy Reid's quarterbacks do not fail, bro. They do not fail. They're going to have some level of success, right? I didn't see MVP, 2-time Super Bowl winning success, but he was definitely going to have some level of success, right? But he understood that it's not always a bad idea to punt. You understand what I'm saying? It's okay to check it down from time to time. right? Live to play another down, right? Matriculate the football down the field. And then, of course, you got to see the wild plays. You get to see, and you see them routinely. You get to see the wild plays, which Caleb Williams is obviously capable of. So I'm just not ready to just kind of throw the baby out with the bathwater just yet. But I think he has, and we talked about it during the Bryce Young conversation that nobody heard other than you and me, is that he's developed some bad habits because of the supporting cast, namely his offensive line. I saw one little adjustment. That your boy Lincoln Riley made, and he did more 11 personnel this past game. Typically, it's 4 wide, 2x2, or empty, right? With a bad offensive line. Caleb, save us, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's the offense. They did a little bit more in terms of 11 personnel, keeping the tight end in to chip, and they get out into his route. So I think it helped a little bit. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Here's the last point I'm going to make before I make this selection. Before I make this selection of Caleb Williams, because that's the pick. There's only one game this year that Caleb Williams didn't play well enough for them to win, bro.
It's that defense.
That was a Notre Dame. It's what you want him to do.
Drop 60. Gotta drop 60.
Gotta drop 60. Come on, Caleb. You got to do better, bro. You got to do better. And I understand that point, Jake. I do understand that point. But that's why we're going to shore it up. We're going to shore it up with Olu at 5, hopefully. We'll see.
Yeah, we're gonna go. We're gonna go with the same way. I'm not switching my picks.
You're not switching?
We're gonna go with exactly how we had it before.
Let's do it, then.
We got on live, man. Number 2, I got Marvin Harrison Jr. I think he's the best prospect in this class. Put him with Michael Wilson as your wide receiver 2. We'll see if they bring back Hollywood Brown. I like that trio of wide receivers right there. Kyler Murray coming off the injury. Trey McBride, the tight end. Let's get this offense going, man. And Marvin Harrison Jr., man. So let's get it.
All right. Hey, I want to address D-Kid's point here. Yeah, I remember your point, D-Kid. You thought Bryce Young was too small. You thought he was entirely too small. I think I'm going to bring up a point that I made too. Of course, we had C.J. Stroud as QB2, right? And we didn't bat an eyelash if you decided to go with C.J. Stroud over Bryce Young. There was no, what are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? Blasphemy or whatever the case may be.
It was close.
Why people wanted C.J. Stroud. It was close in terms of our evaluation. I made mention that I thought the Panthers had a better coaching paradigm. Yeah. Not supporting cast.
Yeah, the coaching. I remember I brought that question because we all agree Houston had the more weapons around CJ Stroud.
A better
and you brought up the coaching
I
staff
thought
around Bryce Young.
The coaching staff might help close that gap a little bit, but they've exacerbated the issues. They don't look like they know what they're doing. They look inept altogether. So again, we'll have more conversations around that in a bit. Drake May is the pick here, 3rd overall. You know what I'm saying? No more Daniel Jones. We're moving off of that. In fact, I actually expect the Giants to keep Daniel Jones on the roster because after 2024, it's a much smaller dead cap hit.
Yeah. Number 4, man. I know the chat. I think they went Joe Alt in their little mock while we were away doing our mock. But I went Michael Penix Jr. I went quarterback, man. The end of the Mac Jones era. The strong arm. We call him Laser Penix over here. And in the elements in New England and Foxborough, man, this is the kind of quarterback you need. I know we need some weapons around him. We can address that later on. It's a strong wide receiver draft class, so we're gonna get him some weapons later on. But let's show up that quarterback. Let's get the strong arm lefty in there in New England.
I like it. Cut through that winter snow. Olu Fashion was a pick here. We talked about dropping Caleb Williams into Chicago. We don't necessarily want him to experience the same challenges that Justin Fields has experienced. We're going to trade Justin Fields, recoup some of that draft capital we lost in order to acquire Montez Sweat. I want to solidify it. Braxton Jones has been good. He's been good. Of course, he's coming off the injury. I think with Fashanu and Darnell Wright, you could be great at your tackle position. So Fashanu is the pick here. Of course, I need a new coaching staff as well. Give me an offensive-minded coach that's not named Matt Nagy or Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I like that comment right there, Jake. Same for me, man. I had him. I think I had him at 3 coming into this year, man. I had Latham over him, but he's fighting, man. He's almost at 1 for me. He might jump Olu for me when it's all said and done because he's balling out this year. And more you watch Olu, you see I think Joe Alt's more ready right now, but Olu just has the physical gifts that you can't teach. So trying to go. compare those two guys right there. I think they're offensive tackle 1A and 1B right now. And for the Rams, I'm going Jared Verse. I'm going to edge rusher. I like what they have in Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup. Offensive line is an issue for LA. So Joe Alt could have been a great pick right here. But I'm going to edge rusher because the Rams defense, they need a playmaker over there. They need somebody to turn the football over, make big plays when it matters. And I think Jared Verse could do that.
Yeah, and I mentioned before we actually went live, I think the Rams are giving up a score on 44% of the opponent's drives. I think that's second worst in the league compared. I think next to the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. It's bad. It's bad. Defensively, they're not good enough, right? And of course, they do need to address the offensive line. But to your point, I think there's some depth at that tackle position, so you could go ahead and address that second round like you did with Steve Avila a season ago. Joe Alt's the pick. You've already made the case for Joe Alt. Green Bay obviously has a glaring need. Offensive line, most important position group, Joe Alt's the guy.
All right, Tampa Bay, man. Drew's not going to like this one, man, but they got to improve their running game, man. The running game is an issue right now.
Yes.
Like the pass to the running back is their running game right now. They got to run the football. It's not like they have Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, one of these quarterbacks where it's like they can make up for everything. So we're going to get Joe Alt here at right tackle to help the running game in Tampa Bay.
Joe Alt, he gone. You thought you meant JC Latham.
JC Latham, the right tackle. Yep.
I
wish I could have got Joe Alt there, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right. All right. We're kind of stuck with Russell for another year or two, I would imagine. I don't feel strongly enough about the other quarterbacks to go ahead and make that move. In fact, if I were Denver, I may trade down. But with a guy like Brock Bowers on the board here, I can't pass him up. There's been a lot of rumors about Cortland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy, their long-term prospects in Denver. I like what you have in your backfield. I think the offensive line is decent. It can stand to improve as well, but Brock Bowers is too dynamic at the tight end position to pass up for me here.
Tennessee Titans. Latham feet. Yeah, I always go back to that game against Texas with J.C. Latham. He kind of run me the wrong way there. He was getting off balance, not having great leverage in that game. But I'm gonna watch more of the tape of Latham because the tape last year, man, he looked great. The feet looked great last year. Getting to the second level, he was doing that, man. He was a big guy that could move. So I saw great tape on J.C. Latham. I just gotta dig into the tape some more in the 2023 season before I make a final prediction. But I think his feet are fine.
What you got here for Tennessee?
Tennessee, man. Levis is the guy. He's the quarterback of the future for these guys. I love that he takes shots down the field. He's using that big arm. So we're going to get him another guy so he can use that big arm too. Roma Dunze, the wide receiver from Washington. Wide receiver 2 right now. Him and Neighbors have been fighting it out for me, but I'm going to stick to my preseason wide receiver 2, the polish, the route running, the big playability. He's a guy, just like Neighbors, that's improved his game in this season, 2023 season. He's getting better as well.
Yeah, he's kind of the forgotten guy at times, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's West Coasting it. Of course, he's putting up a huge numbers as well, but I guess it's not sexy enough for folks. I don't know. It looks pretty damn good to me. And when you talk about floors, I think he's the closest to Marvin Harrison Jr. in the class. So makes a lot of sense there. They certainly need more weapons. Atlanta, obviously quarterback is a concern. I'm not ready to go J.J. McCarthy just yet. We're doing a 2-round draft, so I'll give you a little foreshadowing. I'm looking quarterback in the second round for Atlanta. We'll see how it works out ultimately, but I like improving the pass rush. It's been an area, it's been a thorn here in Atlanta for quite some time. Let's get it right, and let's get it right with Latu. People are going to question, the whether or not he has the upper echelon athletic traits, and of course, certainly his injury history. But I think technically he's so good. The motor runs hot. I think he can drop into coverage. You know what I'm saying? You can move him along. You can start him. You can rush him from over the center. You know what I'm saying? On the edge. It doesn't necessarily matter. He finds a way to the quarterback. So Latu is the pick here for me.
Yeah, best pure pass rusher in the class. Some guys might have more athleticism, but even on tape, man, Latu doesn't look like he lacks athleticism. We'll see what the tested and the combine numbers look like.
I just want the 10-yard split.
Very well.
If the 10-yard split is in the right range,
then he's good. He's golden.
Edge 1, bro. And he's good. He's good, bro. He'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. Next pick, Washington. We saw what they did at the trade deadline, trading Chase Young, trading Montez Sweat. I was gonna get Latu right here, but he's off the board. So I'm gonna go with my S3. I'm gonna go with Chop Robinson.
Big
He's another
chop.
guy that you can move around. He's another guy just like Joe Alt, where coming into this year, I wasn't as
Mm-hmm.
high as the
Mm-hmm.
consensus, but the more tape I'm watching, the movement ability, the bend, the burst, just getting after the quarterback, whether you let him over the center, over the edge, it's very impressive to me. And yeah, he's my S3. So let's go Chop Robinson to the Commanders.
Hey, hey, Drew. I don't know if you know, but we were Heather and I were doing a mock draft, and we had discussed some other things for like 40 minutes before we went live, bro. Like we didn't even realize we weren't live, bro. That's how bad it is, bro. So we need you back next week, bro. Get back
Yeah,
in the get back in the building next week. You feel me? But I mentioned it. I mentioned it. Gadecki is doing very well in pass protection. But Hadley's point is that you can't run the football, right? And
you
JC
can't run it.
Latham would be the the upgrade there to your offensive line. So we let that ride. I like Dallas Turner here to Indianapolis.
Yeah, man. We talked about it before, man. Like you're loving Dallas Turner. He moving up your board, man. I see
He
that. You
is.
know, you keep talking about him every week. You like what he's doing in Alabama. I remember before, we said he just kind of like a one trick pony as a pass rusher.
Mm-hmm.
Need more moves, but yeah, you've seen it this year. There's another guy that has improved
Yeah,
from last
I think
season.
there's more. I think there's more to get to. I think that was part of the projection as well, right? Was that there was more to get to, and I'm seeing more. And I think what I like most about him is the tone that he's setting, right? So obviously Will Anderson was the man, right? Everybody looked to Will Anderson to make the plays, whatever the case may be, create one-on-ones for other players. But Dallas Turner has not only turned into effectively their best pass rusher, but he sets the tone in terms of physicality too, bro. He's
Mhm.
excellent against the run. Like I think when you're looking for that prototypical 4-3, he's not gonna put I don't think he's gonna put up huge sack numbers, but I can see 8, 9 a season, one of the better run defenders at the position. Move him inside at times if you want to on obvious passing downs. I like what he brings to the table. I do.
Ooh, look at that comp right there. Aiden Hudson,
Mm.
JC Tuamola.
Yeah, JT probably he not gonna get out of the first round. I don't think he gets out of
Nah,
the first round in this mock
he
draft.
was my
But
guy coming into this year.
yeah,
He was my Edge 2. I was considering him as Edge 1 just off of the Penn State tape last year. And
hmm,
it's just so much peaks and valleys with him. It's like he balled against Penn State both years.
yeah,
I just want to see more consistency, more dog out of him
yeah,
before I put him over some of these other edge rushing dogs that I see. But I do like JT's game, man. When he's on, and he's big time,
for
man.
sure,
So
for
I like
sure.
him a lot. Vegas
He plays
Raiders.
he plays biggest when the lights are brightest, bro. That's the thing about JT.
That's
So
what it's looking at. He gave
yeah,
Olu hell over there
yeah,
too.
yeah. He did. He
The
did.
only guy to do that. But I'm gonna go quarterback here, man. We'll
Mm.
see what Aiden O'Connell does for the rest of the season. The Antonio Pierce Raiders. I love the swag in the locker room. I love how they're playing right now. But I don't think Aiden O'Connell is the future. So I'm gonna go get JJ McCarthy, quarterback from Michigan. And
All
McCarthy
right.
has some big tests coming up here with Penn State
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
Ohio
find out.
State. We're gonna
We're
find
gonna
out a
find
lot
out.
about him if he's a you know top 10, top 15 guy in the draft.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Jake. And Headley made mention of it, right? That there's peaks and valleys in JT's play. We want to see more consistency. And I think that was part of the evaluation with Dallas Turner coming into the season was we don't see consistency. And Drew used a great analogy. Drew got the analogies. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I need more tools. I need more tools. You can't, I mean, you got a hammer. We know you got a hammer, but we need a wrench. We need a screwdriver. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We need some sandpaper. We need nails. We need all that, bro. Feel me?
Mhm.
So that's why I like Dallas Turner because he certainly has demonstrated more of an all around game moving forward. Arizona pass rush, oh, let's see what we got on the board. JT might be your guy right here. This might be the departure from what I did previously. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
no, you gonna stick
I'm
with
not
it.
gonna do it. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. I like Kool-Aid here, man. Kool-Aid has been the most consistent corner in the class this far. He came in with the top billing and he's done nothing to come off of that. So I'm gonna go with Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yeah, man. Number 16, New York Jets. I'm looking at this
Mhm.
roster. We talked about this roster before. It's impressive, man. Because not over the talent that they have. We know about the Sauce Gardners. We know about the Quentin Williams. But guys like Bryce Huff, Jermaine Johnson, now stepping
Mhm.
up. Those edge rushers looking really good this year. Quinn's brother, Quincy Williams, doing his thing over there also. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back for another season. And I'm not going to touch the offense. I know the offensive line. I think that's a big need for them. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go sexy here. I'm going to go with
Sexy.
a need on the defense. I'm going to go Cam Kitchens,
He's back.
Miami safety.
Yes, sir.
He's back, man. He's looking good. He's flying around. The best all-around safety in the class in terms of pass game and run game. It's a strong safety class in my opinion, and I'm gonna go with number 16, Cam Kitchen to the Jets.
D-Kid,
Yeah,
that's probably who I would go with. I would have gone with
That's what I was
Fuaga
thinking.
here for the Jets.
Yeah,
if you're gonna go offensive line, he would be the pick here, D-Kid. But I'm not gonna argue against my guy Cam. So I'm not gonna do it.
You know why I did it, man? I felt what was it? I looked past him last mock draft.
Yeah. The Tyler Newman.
He wasn't a first round guy. He wasn't a first round guy in our mock last year. I just don't want to do it again to him, man, because I think he's a special talent. Let's go Cam Kitchens, man.
All right, I respect it. Joey Nichols, I thought the Texas tape was really tough for Kool-Aid. Yeah. I think he struggled with a little Xavier Worthy's speed. Terry Arnold certainly has played well too. The guy that opposite.
Yeah, he has.
But I think in terms of when you talk about it, you juxtapose it against Kalen King's tape and Andrew Wiggins and stuff. I think Kool-Aid has been the most consistent of that group. You know what I mean? So I like Kool-Aid there. This is where it gets a little wonky. I think I mentioned before, conventional wisdom suggests corner, maybe even interior defensive line. You got Big Johnny Newton out there, Jerjon. I'm not a fan of Quentin Johnston's game, man. I think he's talented. But I'm not a fan of his game. He there's too many holes in his game. Keenan Allen is not getting any younger. Mike Williams obviously can't stay healthy. He's going to be on his way out. Cornerback is a huge glaring need, but I'm looking at the board, bro. I'm looking at the board, and the best player outside of Johnny Newton on this board, bro, is Malik Neighbors, bro. I gotta have it, bro. I'm sorry. I need an embarrassment of riches on the offensive side of the ball, and I'm gonna say it because I've said it before. I think Malik Neighbors has the highest ceiling among all the receivers in this class, including MHJ. I think he has the highest ceiling, not the highest floor, but certainly I think he's as talented as anybody in this class. So Malik Neighbors is the pick for me.
Nice, man. Text my 2 star be a trust. Sure, Kool-Aid. Yeah. I wanted Neighbors for the Bills. Yeah, man. Let's go Bills. I'm not going wide receiver. It's tempting, because adding Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs and another wide receiver. Gabe Davis, man, he's a guy that I've been waiting to break out, and it looked like he only shows up for the playoffs, man, because he has big days in the playoffs all the time, but regular season, he kind of just treads water. He's not really, doing his thing, but
right.
I like Khalil Shakur. I was a big fan of Shakur coming into the draft class. I think he's found his home right there in Buffalo, that old Cole Beasley role. Gabe Davis is a free agent, so they do need a receiver, but I can't pass up Jerjon Newton. He could be potentially the best defensive player in this class. The Buffalo Bills has some issues along the defensive line, especially in the run game. So let's shore that thing up. Let's get after the passer also, and I think he's the best of both worlds, gets the run and the pass. Let's beef it up on the interior in Buffalo.
I like it for Buffalo, particularly because of the depth at the receiver position, right? And again, you could certainly make the case for Newton to the Chargers for that very same reason. I'm just so much higher on Neighbors than I think a lot of people are. You know what I mean? But certainly, Johnny Newton makes a lot of sense, and I think Buffalo can add a receiver day 2 that's going to be exactly what you need opposite Stephon Diggs, especially with the emergence of Dalton Kincaid. That you can't get lost in the sauce, right? Dalton Kincaid is going to be a superstar. Just wait for it. You know what I'm saying? I want to address Jake's point regarding Neighbors. There's nuance, Jake, that Neighbors needs to work on, but that's it. There's some nuance that he needs to work on, but I think that's it. And I think if he gets that, he's unstoppable, bro. I think if he becomes a bit more polished, he's going to be unstoppable. So I'm interested in terms of the type of coaching he ultimately gets. All right. Got New Orleans on the clock. You know what, D-Kid? You know what? As much as I want to get rid of Derek Carr, I don't want to see Michael Thomas out there no more, man. Olave has been struggling. Some of that is certainly the quarterback. Some of that is, I don't know, that he's not engaged. I'm not sure what's going on with Chris Olave. I'm going to go with your boy, Keon Coleman, man. I think he and Olave complement each other very well. And then you got Rashid in there as well. Shaheed, excuse me. I think that trio could do major damage here in New Orleans. So I'm gonna go with Keon Coleman.
Nice pick, yeah, man. Definitely. Minnesota. Looking at the roster, man. What we saying with Kirk Cousins, man? Hurt. Not sure.
You gonna bring him back? You gonna bring
Man.
Kirk back?
Man, when he's in there, man, he was doing his thing before the injury, man. You got two stud receivers and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. Offensive line is pretty decent. Let's add some more defensive help over there in Minnesota. I think that's the biggest issue right now for them is on the defense side of the ball. Flores is, he's going to get those boys right. I'm confident of it. So we're going to give him more firepower, man. Let's go JT Tuamalu to the Minnesota Vikings.
I like it. All right, we got Dallas on the clock here. Could go in a number of different directions. I'm thinking about long term. I'm thinking about long term, and long term is next year because I don't expect my guy to be back. Tyron Smith, he's a Hall of Famer, but I think he's at the end of the road here. The question is, do you kick Tyler Smith out to tackle, or you leave him at guard? I think you leave him at guard, bro. I really do think you leave him at guard. The only other position that I would really prioritize here is maybe interior defensive line and corner, but offensive line, you know how I feel about it. Most important position group. Let's go get Talise Fuaga, man. Let's get nasty. Terrence Steele has been struggling a bit too, so I'm gonna get Fuaga here to sure things up. Al Paul, you know what time it is, Al Paul. You know what time it is, Al Paul. We always out here, man.
We out here, man. And we're in overtime in this live, man. It's a live on top of a live. You weren't here earlier. We were recording for about 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? We was recording for 30 minutes before we realized we weren't on live. So we had to run it back, man. The grind is definitely real out here. But Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm gonna go get another corner for these boys, man. I think they're missing a corner. Your boy's getting a little older. Pat. I think Father Time might have kind of hit Pat Pete a little bit here. I like how Joey Porter's playing. He's playing physical. You just got to let go of those guys once you're down the field, Joey. You got to let go a little bit. So I'm going to go get Kalen King, cornerback, Penn State. I know the Ohio State tape was rough against Marvin Harrison Jr., but I'm going to go with the talent, the versatility to play inside, outside. I like him over there.
I'm with that one. I made mention of it on Twitter, and I've reiterated a couple times. There weren't 32, 31, however many players better than Joey Porter in this class, bro. Yeah, Joey Porter's a little handsy. He's been a little handsy, but I think, no more handsy than Sauce is. No more handsy than Sauce. You know what I'm saying? I think Joey Porter's been terrific, man. He just needs to clean up his tackling, but he's been sticky, man. He's been real sticky. So, yeah, I like pairing his old teammate there and Kalen King with him in Pittsburgh. I think that works really well. I wanna help out my guy Will Anderson up front, man. That's what I want to do here. And bro, I'm gonna get big, bro. I'm gonna go off rip a little bit here. My initial thought process is Leonard Taylor, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's where my mind goes initially. But I'm gonna go a little off, and you know how I feel about Chris Jenkins, right? I'm gonna go a little off script here, bro. It's a 2-round mock draft. I don't have to go off script. Let's go Leonard Taylor right here, man. Let's do it.
Big Leonard.
DK, that's who it was, bro. That's who I was considering, DK. That's who I was considering. I was gonna do it.
Definitely. Oh, Ibuka, man. Stroud.
I hear you.
Man.
I hear you.
I like what the Texans got in the weapons,
man. I like what they got too, bro.
No,
I like what they got too.
Your boy Tank Dell over there with what's the boy name? Nico Collins has been looking pretty good. Noah Brown's starting to flash a little bit. Dawson Schultz. I like what they got, man. Who's the wide receivers on the board right now? Did you pick I was gonna ask. Well, that's a lot of good wide receivers. Keon. Oh
yeah.
Your favorite guy.
Nah.
That's the guy. Come on, that's the guy, bro. That's the second time. Keon Coleman.
Chill, bro. After Neighbors, bro. Just make sure he's fine, bro. But after Neighbors, bro. Just make sure that's the order. In fact, he's after Odunze too. You feel me?
Yeah, he is. Cincinnati. Man, looking at the roster, man, they could use an offensive line. Let's go offensive line for these guys.
Okay.
Let's go get Amarius Mims is nice. Tyler Guyton is nice. Patrick Paul is nice. Oh, but Kingsley's been my Jordan Morgan, man. I watched the tape against UCLA. He looks
Oh
good,
yeah.
man. He looks
Oh yeah, he
good off
does.
that injury.
Oh yeah, he
I think he's
does.
a riser.
It was impressive, bro. It was
Now
impressive.
I'm
You thinking on
contemplating
it?
now, man, because
Contemplating.
it's a lot of good offensive tackles, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. We passed the ball. Cincinnati passed the ball. Let's go. Let's go with Jordan Morgan, man. Let's do
Let's
it, man.
do
The
it.
tape showed me
Let's
some of
do it.
UCLA. Pass protecting, his movement ability. Yeah, everything looked good, man. When you could block Latu, man, and win some battles against him, that shows me you're a technician, also, man. Let's go get Jordan Morgan.
You know, I got my guy right here, Mr. Ciprasky, and that's the direction I want to go in. Of course, they acquired Leonard Williams. What's the do you know what the contract situation looks there with
Mm-mm.
Williams? Is he a rental?
I think they're gonna sign him, man. I think they're gonna give him a deal.
What they trade for him again?
Like a second
Was
and
it
a
a second
fifth,
round pick?
was it?
Was it?
Or am I
Was it?
thinking? I think Sweat
Let me
was a
double check.
second and a fifth.
Yeah, yeah. Sweat may have been a little bit more. Let me double check here. I just want to double check it before I make this call here because Sweat would be the direction I go in. No, 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 no. Williams is a rental. Now they may extend him.
Mm.
They may extend him,
I
but
think they will.
it was a 2 and a 5. That's what they gave up.
They gave a lot for him. That's what I thought it was.
Hmm.
That's a lot for a rental. A 2 and a 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I'm going with Sweat anyway, bro. I don't care, bro. Beef. Beef, bro. Let's do it.
Do it. Do it, bro. Man, looking at San Fran roster right now, they definitely
Mhm.
can use a cornerback. Offensive line and corner is the two positions I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Let me see what the offensive line who's on the board.
Those are your tackles.
There's Barton, Guyton, Paul, Kingsley.
BB.
Let me see. Let me
BB
see the
Downs.
guards.
And your guards, interior.
Van Pran, Donovan. I like Donovan Jones. I'm gonna go with a guy that can move, man. I'm gonna go with the big guy from Georgia, Amarius Mims. I know he's
Mm.
hurt right now. Just when you think of San Francisco, you're thinking about that zone scheme, guys that get to the second level.
I like Nate Wiggins too here. I like Nate Wiggins too.
Corner was
Yeah.
another position I was looking at for San Fran.
Yeah.
I think they definitely need a corner also, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to offensive line, man. I'm gonna go. I think San Francisco, when they were at their best, their offensive line was potent. I think they lost some of those names over the last couple seasons. So I'm
Mhm.
I'm gonna rebuild it a little more, and I'm gonna go get Amarius Mims.
All right. Let's do it. All right. What can we do here with Miami, man? Should we go sexy or should we do the right thing? Should we go sexy or
They've been
do the
going
right thing?
sexy. They've been going sexy a lot, man. I think it's time to do the
A
right thing for
lot.
my
Do you
boys.
think it's the right thing?
I think it's time, bro. They've been doing sexy a lot, bro. They got enough sexy, bro. Chan, that boy's a difference maker on his team. Once he comes back,
Yeah, he
we're gonna
is.
see Miami
Yeah,
offense go into another gear.
you're right about that.
Because they got to run the ball, man. That offense needs the run game to open up the pass game. I know you
To
got
open
all
up.
those weapons, but the run game is important for Miami.
No, for sure. For sure. And I mean, it's not as if Mostert hasn't been playing weight, but A-Chain just brings another dimension to that offense. There's no
Mm-hmm.
question about it. And it's too much speed. When you talk about A-Chain, Waddle, Mostert, and the Cheetah, this is too much. You don't have enough bodies, let alone, you know what I'm saying, enough speed in order to actually keep up with that. Jake, it's a good point. It's a good point because I like Barton more as a guard than a tackle, but he
Mm-hmm.
gives you some flexibility. I was actually thinking about Van Pran. Not sure what that means for Connor Williams, but I like Barton. I like Barton here too. I'm with y'all on this one. Otherwise, it would be Tyler Guyton, but I think the flexibility that Barton actually presents is pretty good.
Over my guy Kingsley. Man. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm gonna go Cooper DeJean right here, man. Let's shore up that
Cooper.
secondary. I think DeJean's is a first round guy. He could play all over the field, safety, nickel corner, outside corner. Just add some more pieces to this Jacksonville secondary. Josh Allen's playing well. Trayvon Walker. I like their linebackers, man. Jacksonville got some of the best linebackers in the game. So let's shore
Oh
up the
yeah,
back end
Alua
with
Khan, Devin
Cooper
Lloyd.
DeShawn.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go corner here for Detroit. I'm gonna go corner. I'm gonna go with my guy Nate Wiggins, man.
Yeah.
The question with Nate Wiggins was the physicality. Obviously, he has the ball skills, has the good quality technique. I think he has the requisite speed, good size, good length there at corner. But I've seen a little bit more nastiness and physicality out of him, right? And I think he's going to need that to be successful at the next level. And when you have all those other skills in place, the mentality could be the difference. And I think he possesses it. So I like Nate Wiggins here to Detroit.
Yeah, we going sexy, man. You got your Zay Flowers out there. Let's go get the big Zay Flowers and Xavier Legette right there. He's another guy that
Ooh,
could take the
I
top
love
off
this
the
one.
defense.
I made this pick. I made this
You
pick the
made this
last
pick?
time. I made
Okay,
this one. Yeah,
I'm
it was
with you on
Leggett.
this one, man.
Yeah,
Let's go with the big boy to go with Zay Flowers, man. Give Lamar Jackson some more weapons. I like Rashad Bateman, but it doesn't look like he can stay on the field. Odell was a 1-year rental. Let's open up this offense more, man, with Xavier Legette.
All right. That brings us up to Casey. Casey has an issue in terms of their weapons, bro. They do. They find a way. They find a way. Obviously, Travis Kelce is getting older, longer in the tooth, but they have some question marks in terms of their weapons. A lot of receivers here to pick from. A lot of talent here. Adonai Mitchell, Abuka, Worthy.
Worthy.
But you know what I'm gonna do?
Not
you know what I'm gonna
offensive
do?
line.
Yeah, bro.
Gotta go offensive line.
And I'm gonna go with Patrick Paul. Patrick Paul has that upside in terms of pass protection. Of course, Andy Reid likes to throw it around the yard, so I'm gonna go with Patrick Paul here to Kansas City.
All right, Philadelphia Eagles. You know what they do? They get the best player available at all times. So man, the rich getting richer, man. The rich getting richer, bro. The rich getting richer right here, man. Man, can I really do this? Let me look at it right now. Man, like the receivers, they could use another. You could Buka in that offense with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. That looks enticing. Braylon Trice, another edge rusher to go with Nolan Smith that just drafted, Hassan Reddick, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, you're really in a catbird seat here with Philadelphia because you don't have glaring needs. I think their pass defenses have been a little suspect. If their pass rush hasn't gotten home, the corners have been beat. So, but they have young players in the wings at corner too.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? So they really are in a great position here.
Let me see the corners. Let me see the corners on the board. Lassiter, Burke, Arnold, my boy Josh Newton, man.
Yeah, I know that's your boy.
Yeah, that's my boy, man.
I know that's your boy. I like the thought process here, D Kid Van Pran. I like that thought process.
The center. Didn't they bring in my boy? What is it? The center they drafted last year. Is it Juergens?
From Nebraska, Juergens.
Cam Juergens. I like Juergens' game.
Yeah. They've been playing him at guard though.
Yeah, but when
I think he's the heir apparent.
Kelce,
he's the heir apparent to Kelce. Yeah, he's the heir apparent.
Kelce. I'm gonna do it, man. I'm just gonna add more to it, man. I'm gonna go get Braylon Trice for the Eagles. The rich is getting richer. We're gonna get another pass rusher there. Your boy's getting a little older. I know they got a lot of young guys also, but Graham's getting a little older. I think he's the Graham replacement. Let's go get Braylon Trice, the physical edge from Washington.
Yeah, I think he leads the country in hurries, pressures. You know what I'm saying? Like consistently harassing the quarterback. Braylon Trice leads the nation, leads the FBS. We want Marvin Harrison, Kool-Aid McKinstry with our first 2 picks. D-Kid said pass rush. I got your pass rush here, D-Kid. Right? It's going to come in a little bit of a different form, though. It's not going to come in your traditional edge, although he can do things at the edge. Give me Brandon Dorless, bro.
Oh, man.
Sleeping on Dorless.
They sleeping on, bro. They sleeping on Dorless,
man.
84?
Yeah, bro. The disrespect. Love Dorless, bro. I like Dorless more than Trice, bro.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. I would have got Dorless. I forgot about him. I'm gonna be honest. He's so low on the board. He wasn't at the top, man.
It don't make sense, man. It don't make sense.
That don't make no sense. There. Yeah, but like Joey said, Trice is a hammer though. Physical.
Oh, yeah, for man. Sure. For sure. Good play.
He's a beast also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Dort's a little sexier than him, man. He
Yeah.
could bend the edge,
Yeah.
he could play
4 eye,
interior.
3 technique,
Yeah, the versatility.
5 technique. Why not? It don't matter. It doesn't matter with Brandon Dorless.
We're
All right,
gonna get the
Carolina,
wide receiver.
we need a receiver, bro.
Get
We
the
talked about
receiver,
this.
man.
We got to get a receiver. Ibuka.
Go click on nah, it's not the Booker. Click on the wide
No,
receiver. Nah, it's
no.
not the Booker. We
Oh
want a
man,
guy to take the top off the defense,
is
man.
that
And
what
we
we
going
want? I
we
need quick separation. That's what I need
yeah.
for
But this
Bryce.
guy could do both. This
Okay,
guy could do
all right.
both.
He can do it
Xavier
both. All right.
Worthy,
Ooh, Xavier.
from Texas, quick twitch
Mm-hmm.
ability. I think he could pair well with Jonathan Mingo. He could take the top off the defense. Yeah, this is a guy I think probably is going to be a first round pick. I think he sneaks into the first round. In this mock, he's going second round. Just can't teach speed, man. Can't teach separation, and Worthy gets it every time.
No, I'm with
Yeah,
you there.
Jake, them hands though, them hands.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he got to tighten
consistency.
that up. You got to
Yeah, he
tighten
got
that
it.
up.
He has it all. He has it all, but he has to catch the football. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, D Kid. They would go Ibuka. They would go Ibuka. I'm tempted to go Ibuka here with New England, but I know what they would do. They wouldn't draft a receiver. They wouldn't
Never.
draft a receiver, bro. They wouldn't do that. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna make sure we keep our guy Michael Penix Jr. upright. Laser Penix. Let's keep him upright. Give me Tyler Guyton.
All right, man. We're gonna get Drake May a wide receiver here. I know they got slot receivers for days over here. Wardell Robinson, Paris Campbell, Sterling Shepard. I think they're afterthoughts at this time, man. And you got the speed guy and Jalen Hyatt. So we're gonna add a Buka here to New York. He's gonna be exactly where you need him to be. I think he'll be one of Drake May's favorite weapons from day one, man. So let's go get him.
All right, I like it. I'm a. We got Chop Robinson, right? And of course, there's no Chase Young, no Montez Sweat, so it makes perfect sense if Washington were to double up here at edge. But I think that second level of that Jamin Davis situation, Cole Holcomb, if I'm not mistaken, is hurt. I think they got something there in Sam Howell. Like I think they're gonna roll with Sam Howell. So I wanna either address the defensive backfield or perhaps the second level. And the guy that just seemingly is always where he's supposed to be, makes the plays every single time. Give me Jeremiah Trotter, man. Give me
Linebacker.
Jeremiah Trotter, bro.
LB1. You got him LB1 right now?
I think so, bro. I think
Yeah.
that's my top. I think that's my top linebacker right now. Yeah.
Got you, man. The Rams, man. We spoke about the offensive line earlier in this live right here. So I'm gonna go to the offensive line right now. And this is a guy that is coming up draft boards a lot right now. It's a tackle from Washington, man. Fontenot, Troy Fontenot from Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My guy, Mr. C. Prasky, he was saying, man, Fontenot instead of Guyton. You know what I'm saying? He was saying Fontenot instead of Guyton. I like Guyton a little bit more than Fontenot, but that's subject to change.
Guyton got upside. Guyton got a lot of upside. I think Fontenot's probably more ready right now.
It's subject to change for sure because Fontenot's a good player. I agree. Is that direction you're heading in?
Yeah, let's go Troy Fontenot.
Yeah, I like it.
For Washington.
I like it. Yeah, I think the Rams nailed it. I think they nailed it right there. All right. Drew's Bucks got that offensive line right for Drew.
Had to, man.
Had to do it.
I've been saying that for a while, bro.
Should I go get Drew's guy here, Tyler Nupin? Should I just call it a day and get him his guy?
Hey, man.
A lot of good safeties in still doing it. You got guys like Chris Jenkins out here, Mason Smith. I know how Drew feels about him. I think the Bucs could use a receiver as well. But I'm gonna go. You know what? Let's get the receiver because I don't know what the plan is with Mike Evans. I don't know what the plan is with Mike Evans long term. So let's get a guy who 6'4" can take the top off the defense. He'll route him up too. Adonai Mitchell can route him up too, bro. He's a big riser. I think he's the guy that gets into the bottom of the first round. I think he's the receiver outside of the consensus that finds his way into the first round. So let's go Adonai Mitchell here.
Right. The Saints, man. You got them a
Listen,
big Keon
look at
Coleman.
what Drew said. Look at what Drew said, bro. Look at what Drew said. No,
who are you talking about? What Mitchell are you talking about?
Trubisky, bro. That Mitchell.
Oh,
No,
nah,
no.
bro.
But Howell's a better player, though. He's absolutely a better player. That is Drew's guy. That is Drew's guy. But nah,
He
that don't
loved
make
them North Carolina quarterback. Drew's a fan of the Carolina quarterbacks, look like.
I got you, Mr. C. Prassi. I got you.
Oh yeah, match him up.
Yeah. I'm not mad at Fontenot over Guyton. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
All right, New Orleans Saints. Let's go to all real quick, man. I think I'm gonna go to the defensive side. You got Keon Coleman to go next to Chris Olave in that offense. Derek Carr, he's playing a little better. He started off a little rocky. He's playing a little better right now.
Do it.
Nah, I'm not doing it.
No.
Do it.
Do it.
But you know what? I don't even think this guy's coming out, bro. They already say they should take him out.
We could leave Shador. We could leave Shador off.
He's not coming out. They already say he's coming back.
There's still two quarterbacks here that I would take, bro. Even if it's not Shador, there's still two guys I would take. Maybe even three. Maybe even three, but two for sure, bro.
So you don't think
I'm not gonna tell you what to do.
You don't think Derek Carr been playing a little better recently?
He's been playing a little bit better because they got your boy Taysom playing quarterback, bro. they were like, listen, we got Derek Carr on a pitch count, bro.
Go to quarterback. Let me see the guys you're talking about. Let me see who it is, man. Okay, quarterback. You're talking about Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, got Cam Ward.
That's it. That's the list.
That's the three right there.
For me. I know people are big on Quinn Ewers. I'm less convinced.
I'm not even sure he's coming out either.
Probably not. I don't think he should. I don't think he should.
Go to the defensive line. That's what I was originally going to go to New Orleans.
DK said Jenkins, bro. You know how I feel about Chris Jenkins. That's man.
That's the guy I was looking at, man.
That's a man right there next to Breezy.
You got Breezy. Yeah, let's go Chris Jenkins next to Breezy. Okay. Chris Jenkins. We always talked about him. It was him or what's the boy the Dallas Cowboys drafted last year?
Mozzie
Smith, Chris Jenkins. Who's the better prospect? I like Chris Jenkins' upside. The pass rushing ability. Mozzie was a guy we know he could plug up the run. He's tough in the run game, but get after the passer, get upfield. I love Chris Jenkins, man. So let's go Chris Jenkins there to New Orleans.
All right. I like it. We're talking about Will Levis. We're talking about Will Levis, right? And of course, you went and got Rome with the 10th overall pick. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't know about Traylon Burks, bro. So certainly they needed more weapons. Even with Traylon Burks on the roster, they needed more weapons. I wouldn't be opposed to doubling down here, but I think their pass defense needs to improve. Of course, they moved off their safety. Tyler Nubin, Caleb Bullock, both of those guys, would look good. Cole Bishop is a baller. I'm tempted. I'm tempted to go Cole Bishop here. I really am. But I'm gonna go Kamari Lassiter, bro. Can't have enough good cornerbacks.
Spoke about that much, man.
Yeah, really spoke about it. And he's playing really well. He's playing really, really well, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's been quiet, but he's been impressive in my eyes. Another guy that I would consider is Josh Newton. D-Kid, you like Nubin? You like Nubin? You know what, D-Kid? For you. I'm gonna do it for you.
Newman's a baller.
Replace Bayard. Let's do it. You got my boy Roger McCreary out there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think your boy, what's his name? Fulton. I think he's played better.
Christian Fulton, LSU.
Yeah. I think
I like him coming out.
So. Mm-hmm. Let's go Tyler Nubin. Let's do it.
Man, you got Joe Alt, left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad at doubling down that tackle. I don't know.
Jameis is the guy. 2023. Nah, you know who's gonna unlock Olave? Who's gonna unlock Olave?
Who that?
Taysom Hill, bro.
Nah, that's gonna make Olave leave, bro.
Right?
I'm gone, bro. I'm not here for that, bro. Man, I'm not.
I took Paul already, D-Kid. But Kingsley though.
Kingsley's still on the board.
And Cooper BB.
Cooper BB. Um, Elton Jenkins, John Runyon. Yeah, we could do an upgrade on Cooper Beebe upgrade right there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do it, man. Let's go get Cooper Beebe. The big guard. You know, he has the versatility to play inside, outside as well. Tackle the guard, but I think his home is the guard. Big physical. Actually, you
I
already
already
made a
did it.
pick, didn't you?
I already did it. My bad.
You know where my mind went next?
What was the
Is
next
he a
spot?
good fit there? Is he a
Sure.
good fit there? You know,
Sure.
I don't think he's a good fit, but you already made the pick, man. So let's stick with it. Cooper
I
Beebe.
was a little premature there on the trigger.
Yeah,
So we went Commanders, Chop Robinson. Helly took Chop. I followed that up with Jeremiah Trotter. I think I want to go back to the trenches here, but on the offensive side of the ball, I think my guy Cedric Van Pran's been on the board too long, so I'm just gonna draft him,
yeah.
bro.
Go
I
get
don't
him,
know. I
bro.
don't know what's going on at center in Washington, but I'm just gonna draft Van Pran. I don't care. I don't care, bro.
Got to do it. Indianapolis Colts. Man, your boy's hurt right now, but he'll be back next season. Richardson, Pittman, Downs out there. Looking at the defense right now, uh, you know the front. Say, you seen that? You seen they unlocked your boy,
Mm,
Adetomboy? You seen it?
mm-hmm.
They they
Mm-hmm.
they they know it's his
Mm-hmm.
time now. I'm looking for a strong
Attaboy.
second
Yeah,
half.
I saw it this past week. I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
they
okay. They
unlocked them a
found
little
him.
bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
they could use another edge here, man. The Colts, Juju
Oh,
Brents, Jalen
so
Jones,
you
Kenny
gonna roll
Moore.
out you rolling out Big Buckner, Dallas Turner,
Oh,
Attaboy.
you already got the edge. You already got
Yeah,
the
I
edge.
got Turner. I got
Okay.
Turner, bro.
Okay,
Got
let's
him.
go on the offensive side then. Let's go on the
All
offensive.
right.
Let me see the tackles right quick. Let's go
Kingsley.
protect them, man. Kingsley, man. Yeah, he's been on the board too long. Kingsley Su'Matara. I love him how physical he plays. He's a bowling ball. If you want to run the ball with Jonathan Allen, Anthony Richardson, let's get one of the better run blockers in this class with Kingsley.
All right. Yeah, and that's an area that I think, particularly with Jonathan Taylor, so good. Jonathan Taylor's so good, bro. Took him
Oh
a
yeah.
little, game or two to get his legs underneath him, but you want to
Even
continue to
hey,
be that to be a strength, bro.
your
Yeah.
your boy Zach Moss been playing
Oh
good too.
yeah,
Remember, we
that's your
love Zach
boy,
Moss
Zach
running.
Moss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. He was
yeah.
doing his
Oh,
thing,
nice
but
little 1-2. Nice little 1-2 that they got going there for sure. All right, Helly, you took JJ McCarthy in the first. We got a new quarterback. It's a new day. We got cigars in the locker room. What can we do here? What can we do here? We got Jacoby Myers. We got Adams, Michael Mayer. I think we need to go back to the defensive side of the ball. I think we need to go back and we need to be able to play some defense. You understand what I'm saying? The linebacker position, you got some good ones out here. Tommy Eichenberg, Cedric Gray, and Barrett Carter are all very intriguing. Jalen Ford for sure. But I'm gonna go with Lassiter. I almost went with Lassiter a couple picks ago. It's time. It's time for Lassiter to come off the board. Let's get it.
ooh,
Yes,
Latu
sir.
number 11. I like that.
You like that?
It's like,
You
oh yeah,
like
I like
that?
that. But I'm gonna like this one even more right now, man.
Mm.
We going quarterback Shador Sanders, bro.
Yeah, let's do it.
We
Let's
doing
do
it.
it.
I know we say he's staying in, but this is foreshadowing for the season after, probably when he comes out. No matter what happens, man, Shador, Dion's son, he's coming back home. He's coming to Atlanta, and that's what we have him, man. The quarterback play right now. You know, Taylor Heineke is starting right now. You know, he's just a stopgap. Ritter, he's not it, and we got to get Drake London and Kyle Pitts involved, and Shador Sanders could do that, man. Let's get it.
Shador. Okay, Green Bay. We went in the trenches. Alt, Cooper, BB. Jake, what you saying, man? What do you like right here at 47
Yeah,
for Green
that's
Bay?
yeah. Jake, I thought the same thing. Right when I picked them, I know it was a need. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, the fit doesn't match
Fit.
Green Bay. Yeah, Juice picked the pick too quick, man. I was gonna go
Oh,
back on it, but
Juice.
you know, quick
Juice
trigger.
lay down. Quick trigger. Jay, what you saying? Talk to me. We got Troy Franklin still out here. What are we doing?
Troy Franklin.
Trevion, Blake Corum. Oh, you know who's been balling? You know how I feel about Jonathan Brooks.
Oh yeah,
Your boy,
that might
bro,
be the
Jalen
first running
Wright.
back off the class. Oh, bro,
Jalen
I seen it from
Wright.
early, bro. I seen it
No,
from
I
earlier with
remember,
Jalen Wright.
bro. Summer
I like them.
scouting, bro. summer
Yeah.
scouting, bro.
I
And
was
you know
like,
what Al
Jalen Wright
Paul
looks
said? Al
serious.
Paul said the grind is real, bro. We
Yeah.
be on it over here, man, on this side of things, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's helping himself a lot, bro. The
Mm-hmm.
the 5 entering the season is going to look very different than the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Come, I don't think any position there's been that much, fluctuations in terms of the rankings as the running back
The
position
running
this
back.
year. So
Most
yeah, man.
definitely.
Ooh, Jake, I like where your head's at. Mr. C. Prasky, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because I'm not convinced. I've never been a big Jordan Love guy, but that Jane Daniels is talking to me, though, Jake. Let's do it. Let's do it, Jake. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Jane
Jaden
Daniels is
Daniels
good,
over Bo
man.
Nix. I'm going back and forth on Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels right now because I
I hear
love
you.
the upside in Jaden Daniels. But Bo Nix is steady Eddie, bro. Like his accuracy is next level. How he uses his leg outside the pocket. Yeah, Bo Nix is really growing on me. I know that's Drew's guy, original day one guy from Drew, and I might have Bo Nix over Jaden Daniels
Okay.
on my quarterback rankings.
That's
All
an
right.
interesting point there. That's an interesting point. I at this point I'm a little higher on Jaden Daniels than I am Bo Nix
Yeah,
though.
the upside.
That's probably still a little bit of my Auburn Bo Nix bias there. So I'm gonna work on that.
The Chargers, huh?
Hmm. Yeah, Bucky's a monster, bro. Bucky Irving. Ooh,
Oh yeah, he's
he's
another guy that we didn't have in
mm,
the top five. That's
mm,
coming up. Him,
mm.
Brooks, Jalen Wright. Yeah, it's a lot of guys there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who you went? Oh, you went with Neighbors.
Oh, yeah.
Elite
Yeah, go ahead and
Neighbors.
get Newton, bro. Let's call it a day. Get Newton. Let's do
Josh,
it. Josh Newton. He right
big
there.
physical. Yeah,
Let's do it.
yeah, they do need a
You want to
corner.
see the
They
line?
do need a
The D line.
corner. No, I was looking at tackle, man, the offensive line on that Chargers,
Mm.
that right side of that offensive line
Yeah,
has
that
been an
right side has
issue.
struggled. Yeah, it has struggled. You're right.
But
You're right.
I don't know who will be the next guy. Blake Fisher. I know you guys are big fans of Blake Fisher, but I think it might
I
be a little
like
too
Fisher, but
early there.
I think it's a little early on him. I think it's a little
And what's
early.
the
Yeah.
guards looking like? Donovan Jackson behind.
Jackson,
Those are true
Mahogany.
guards. Christian
Hmm.
Hayes. He's another guy. I watched the tape, bro. I remember I was like, I need to get this
Yeah, yeah,
Hayes
yeah,
guy. And
yeah.
he looks good. He looks impressive as well. But yeah. Let's go cornerback, man. Let's go get physical Josh Newton. Go there with Asante Samuels. Asante Samuels is a ball hawk. He's going to jump everything. We need a guy to get physical, play against those bigger wide receivers over there. So let's go get Josh Newton in for the Chargers.
All right. I mean, I like the receivers in Houston, but Troy Franklin's been on the board a little too long for my taste. So, I might go in that dark. You got Malachi Corley out.
Mm-hmm.
Running back, because I don't know. I don't know. The Motor
Yeah,
Singletary ain't really doing it
Pierce.
for me.
I was
Pierce,
high
you
on
know what I'm
Pierce coming in,
saying?
but not coming into
What,
the Drew's
what,
high. I
what
was
about the
high coming into this year.
interior of that offensive line?
Yeah, that could
What
definitely need some
about it?
improvement. I know they drafted your boy, what's his name, Kenyon Green.
They a couple years ago. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
I'm a big fan of Jalen Pope. I'm a big fan of
big
Jalen
play
Pope, man.
Pope. Big play Pope. Yeah, I think Houston could get better on the offensive line. I don't think the offensive line is that impressive, man. You know, and that's more to CJ Stroud getting the ball out quickly, finding those wide receivers because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the offensive line is really helping them.
So the other guard is no. They got my guy, Shaq Mason.
Shaq
They got
Mason
Shaq
and
Mason.
Tyler Howard. It's
They
probably the
got
right
Shaq Mason.
tackle. The right
It's the
tackle
right
that needs him.
tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Man, running back. Hmm. What should we do? Damn, we could go back to the D line, bro. I like Mason Smith, man. I do.
Yeah, man.
Princely
Big
is a
five tech.
monster.
He got really good hands. Mason Smith, really good in the
DK,
run.
you like Brian Thomas. DK likes Brian Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin, Pope. I think I have it. Franklin, Pope, then Tom. I don't know. I don't even know my order right there. I like all three of
But
those
like,
guys.
don't sleep on Malachi Corley. I probably got
That's
it
true.
on Franklin Corley, and then
Yeah,
maybe Thomas or Pope.
I do like Thomas too. You know what? I'm gonna show some love to the running back position. I probably would go receiver here. If I were the GM here, I would probably add a receiver just because of the board. But I want to show some love to the running back position. I'm gonna go with Jonathan Brooks, man. I've been really impressed with what
RB1.
he's done. I've been really impressed with what he's
RB1.
been done.
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Yeah, that's when we're going to wide
Oh,
receiver,
you
man.
get the receiver now, isn't
Yeah.
it?
I was eyeing him, man. Troy Franklin,
I like it.
Oregon. Bro, he's one of them guys, bro. Like you just when he's even, he's leaving, man.
Easy
Like
speed.
the easy
Yeah,
speed, the
easy
stretch the
speed.
field ability. You got Stephon Diggs running routes out there. You got Shakur in the slot. Let's get a guy with the easy speed, over the top, big play receiver, Troy Franklin to the Buffalo Bills.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Oh man, your boy can't play forever. Harrison Smith. I'm gonna go get my guy Cole Bishop, man.
Cole Bishop.
I'm gonna go do it. I'm doing it. We're going defense. We're gonna bring Kirk back. I never thought I would say that, but we're gonna bring Kirk back, man. Kirk is the man, bro. That's the man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
is. Yes, man. We got Brandon Trice. Eagles. Let's look at the corner position, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's show up the back end. I got the front end. I like how Arnold's been playing this season.
Mm-hmm.
Denzel Burke, that's the name, man. Like he's been playing better this year. I'll say that. I'm gonna go big and physical on the outside, bro. Let's go get Kalen Carson, man. Let's
Caleb
get Kalen
Carson. I knew
Carson
you
from
were gonna
Wake
go Caleb
Forest.
Carson.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna dig into more Denzel Burke tape, man, because I wasn't a fan coming in. I
Yeah.
know he's been playing better this year. I know you brought him up a couple lives ago. So I'm gonna dig into the tape some more. But right now, I'm gonna trust Kalen Carson. He had some good reps against Keon Coleman, but then Keon Coleman started getting a little loose with him, man. But he gets physical, man. And we did
Yeah,
notice Coleman couldn't really get off that press when they started pressing. When
that's
Carson
true.
started pressing Coleman.
That's true. Yeah, I think they had a big corner there for Boston College that gave him trouble with the jam. Gave him trouble with the jam. Now, of course, if Coleman gets into his release and he gets to his jump point, ain't no stopping him. I like Sandersfield too. Matter of fact, it was Sandersfield. We haven't talked about him much on the second half
Mm-hmm.
draft show, but it was just last year watching him, just watching the games on Saturday, not even all 22, just making plays. You know what I'm saying? And those types of players that are in the slot, that can tackle, that can blitz, that can cover, they're indispensable. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Sandersfield as well. Pittsburgh. What we saying, Pittsburgh? You know what? We probably need to improve this offensive line. Like, continue to take steps to improve the offensive line. There's a linebacker that I like a lot, and I've been a big fan of for a while, and that's Edgerrin Cooper. It's a guy that I would consider here. So I just want to make mention of him. But I'm gonna go back to the interior of the offensive line. I want to get big. I really do want to get big, but I'm gonna go with the better player. I want to go with the better player here in Donovan Jackson. I was thinking Mahogany, but I'm gonna go with Donovan Jackson.
Man, Cleveland Browns, bro. That defense is really impressive. I was thinking about adding some more defense to a really impressive unit. But Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb, man, that's a big injury. I'm not sure how quick he's going to get back. So they
Mm,
could target a running back, but
okay.
there's so many good running backs,
Yeah,
man.
it's
So many
deep.
good running backs. You
It's
probably
deep.
get one day three. You probably get one day three, bro. So do I go to the defensive side of the ball? I was gonna get a corner for these boys, man. How's Martin Emerson playing over there?
Playing good,
He doing
bro.
his thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Denzel
straight that
Burke,
corner. They straight that
Greg
corner, bro.
Newsome,
Newsome, they straight that
Delpit
corner.
been playing better, and
Mm-hmm.
Juan Thorhill. They straight at defense
They
everywhere.
straight. They are. I guess they could
Maybe
use
the
a mic.
interior.
They could
Maybe
use
the
a mic.
interior.
They can improve in the interior too. They
Yeah,
can
defensive
improve
line.
there.
Let's go to the defensive line because I'm looking.
All right.
Zadarius Smith's getting a little older.
That's true.
Jordan Elliott, Dalvin Thomason. Not really. Well, I guess Elliott could get after the quarterback. Let's go to the defensive line though, man. Oh, I see a guy I like right there. Let me
Michael
see the
Hall.
edge real quick. Yep.
Yeah.
Michael Hall.
Yeah.
Let me see the edge real quick. Braswell, Sawyer, Jonah Ellis, CTF, Gabriel Murphy doing his thing. Yeah, let's go get Michael Hall Jr., man. Let's get somebody to get after the quarterback up the middle. You got Miles Garrett on the outside. Ohio State, number 51. Oh, Michael Hall Jr.
All right. We went Jordan Morgan here in the first round. We're expecting that boy T. Higgins to be on the move. So I'm gonna
He's
bring in
killing
another
it, man.
weapon for what's that?
Nah, I'm talking about T. Higgins. He killing me on my
Oh,
fantasy
oh,
team
and the
now, bro.
fantasy.
Yeah, he killing me, man.
He was coming off
He's
his best game, but then
unaliving
he got
me.
hurt. Then he got hurt, bro.
Unaliving me.
The,
Mm-hmm.
the thing about it is that Burrow was kind of struggling, and now Burrow's playing, and then of
Morris
course
playing.
Higgins had
Whew.
his best game last week, but he got hurt, so he's out this week. But
Mm-hmm.
we don't expect T Higgins back. Tyler Boyd's contract is about to elapse as well. I'm gonna go Jalen Pope, man. I'm a big fan. I would consider Brian Thomas here. I would. I think Polk is a little more loose. If you understand what I'm saying, loose in the hips
Yeah.
than Brian Thomas. I think what Brian Thomas brings, Jamar Chase already has handles. So let's go Jalen Polk here.
Yeah, man. You made it easy for me, bro. I'm going right there to the wide receiver position.
All
I'm
right.
getting Malachi Corley. They
Ooh, I like
calling
it.
him this year's Debo. Put
I
the ball
like
in his
it.
hand, run after the
Let him go to work.
catchability. Yeah, let him go to work, man. Dak needs another outlet out there. CeeDee Lamb doing his thing, but another outlet, man. Cook's getting older, and man, that's your boy, man. What's up with Gallup, bro? Not consistent.
Man, I don't think he's come back since the injury, bro.
That injury.
Nah,
Yeah,
I don't think he's ever regained his
that
explosiveness, his ability to
explosiveness.
get
That
off
was
the
his thing.
ground. His
Yeah.
explosiveness was his calling card. It wasn't route running. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It was being physical at the catch point, being able to play above the rim, that type of thing, and he lost it. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I think that's a good landing spot for him. Let's see. Yeah, DK hurt.
I got him.
On that Malachi.
It went to the
Oh
rivals.
man. Isn't it?
Did we get the Joshua
Yeah, yeah,
receiver?
yeah,
We
yeah.
already got him a
I
receiver,
think
right?
we did. I think we did.
Get him another one.
Early in the second round. Early in the second round, right? We went quarterback. We went Drake May, and then early in the second round. But we could go
Yeah.
back to the well. We certainly could go
Yeah.
back to the well. San Fran on the clock. Hmm. Are you a Brock Purdy guy? You a Brock Purdy guy, bro?
I like Purdy.
You like Purdy? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Purdy certainly has exceeded all my expectations for sure.
I
I
think in
think
that
San Francisco.
system, I think he fits
Yeah,
that system really well.
no, he
You
does.
know,
He does. No, definitely, definitely. I'm gonna go corner, man. I'm gonna go corner. And there's a guy. Ooh, TJ Tampa.
mm-hmm.
Where my guy at here, bro?
Who's your guy? You going out pretty far for your
Man,
guy.
I'm going far, bro. Like I'm just trying to see where he at though.
What you talking about?
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Nah.
Wisconsin.
Oh, Hallman. Ricardo Hallman.
Ricardo Hallman. What? I'm just
They
trying to see.
hating. That's
Oh
hate, bro.
no.
That's hate.
Oh
That
no.
boy got some of the best instincts in college football, man. You could tell he watched that tape because he get his hands on the football a lot. Maybe they got him at safety. I don't know why they would, but I don't see him on the board at all.
No, I don't see him there either. Let's get Denzel Burke. I think he's been on the board a little too long. I think he has the traits. I've seen improvement this year. I think certainly with that pass rush that the 49ers possess, he could be really effective with his eyes on the quarterback sitting in that cover three. So let's go Denzel Burke.
Oh yeah, it was May and Ibuka. That's who we paired him up.
Mhm. The kid say he
Um,
likes Sanders, Jatavian.
the tight end.
He
Let me
likes the
see. Let me
tight
see the
end
tight
too.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would be tight end too. Yeah, he's tight end too. Yeah, Bellinger, Waller. Waller can't stay healthy, bro.
Yeah. Damaged goods.
Damaged goods. But they just traded Big Leonard
Leonard.
Williams
Big Leonard.
that on that interior.
Mason.
Mason Smith. Yeah, I like Mason Smith.
Mason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
let's
thing
get
the
let's
thing about Waller is the injury concern with Waller though. That's the big concern
yeah, I
there.
know.
Yeah.
I
You like
know.
Mason here?
Yeah, let's go Mason Smith. Let's go on the defense side of the football. Get that beef. There you go, D Kit. Yeah, you reading my mind, man.
Isn't it?
Give me the we keep doing it at the same time. Yeah,
Oh
give me
yeah,
give
yeah,
me
yeah,
the
yeah.
beef then. Let's go
Let's
get
get
Big
it.
Mason Smith, man. The beef.
Big Mason. All right, we went Graham Barton. What we gonna do here? Kalen Bullock. Got X, got Ramsey. I know they like your boy Kai, who I think is his name. Hmm. Well, let me think. Christian Haynes, huh? I don't necessarily like Mahogany for this particular scheme.
Mhm.
You know what? Let me get Braswell, bro. Can never have enough pass rushers. Let me get Braswell.
Okay. Edge for Alabama.
Yeah, man. Get him part of that rotation with Chubb and your boy. You know what I'm saying? And we get after
Yeah.
the quarterback. We planning on playing with leads as it is with all that explosiveness on the offensive side of the ball. So let's do it.
Yeah, I might get some beef for these guys also. Um, I went Cooper DeJean, the versatility at the
Hmm.
at the third level of the defense. Let me see the D linemen's in the edge. Who's
Yeah.
out there? You got
Got the Clemson
Uke.
boys.
Yo, them
Princely.
Clemson boys is, they kind of, I don't know,
Tyler's doing
man.
his thing. Tyler's doing his thing, but I
Yeah,
don't think they're playing at the level that we expected. They're
yeah.
not playing at the level we expected. Tyler's doing his thing though. Tyler's definitely doing his thing.
Let me see the edges. I know they got pass rushers already.
TTF.
Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker.
Kamara.
Yeah. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. Oh, Dante Corlier. I like Corlier on too, Jake.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
watched some of his taping summer over the summer. Let's go on the
You go
offense
to the
side.
offensive
Let's go
side
to
of the ball.
all. Let's go
All
all.
right.
Let me see who's the best on the board. Got Barrett Carter, Quinn Ewers, Bo Nix. They don't need a quarterback. I like Kalen Bullock a lot, but I did get Cooper DeJean. Um, they re-signed Evan Ingram, right? They gave him a
Yes,
contract.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like how he's playing, man. Evan Ingram. Let's go get him another wide receiver, man. Let's get Trevor Lawrence, another guy. Calvin Ridley, he hasn't really hit the ground running. I think his better games are ahead for Calvin Ridley. You got Christian Kirk.
This
I
group
think
right here
Zay
is
Jones
really
might be the odd
intriguing.
man out.
Yeah.
Troy
Yeah.
Horton, Jalen McMillan. Oh, Jalen McMillan. No,
Tez
they
and
got
Burton.
Kirk. They need a big one. They need a big guy. Any
They
big
need.
guys
They
up
need.
there?
To, they need an X. Brian Thomas, Johnny
Brian
Wilson.
Thomas. Yeah,
Brian
it's Brian
Thomas.
Thomas. Yeah, let's go Brian Thomas Jr. The big guy, take the top off the defense, big playability. They just need some height over there. Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, really good route runners, but we
Right.
need a
Right.
physical over the top wide receiver, Brian Thomas Jr.
The kid, they got to get that done though. I think if the
No, you got to
Jaguars
bring
let
it back.
let let Josh Allen walk, I think they're going to take a significant step back, right? Especially with the Trayvon Walker situation being what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't watched a ton of Walker. I certainly hope he's made some incremental steps, but Josh Allen is clearly your best pass rusher. And then we start talking about Devin Lloyd and some of the other, second level defenders being your best pass rusher at that point. So they need to get that done. All right. You got the Lions, bro. I like this Lions team, bro. I really do. So we got the Sun
Yeah.
God, right? We got Josh Reynolds out here. We got Laporta. We got Jamison Williams. If you could just catch the football, we would be straight, bro. We would be good.
Yeah.
Uh, I wanna continue to improve. I actually like the way the linebackers are playing. Even Anzalone's playing well, bro. Like again,
Yeah, I seen
something
him
I
flying
thought I'd never
around.
say. Something
I seen him
I thought
flying
I'd never
around.
say, bro. But he's playing well. I'm gonna go with Princely, man. Give me Princely.
Princely.
Yeah, man. Let's add some more guys to the mix.
Yeah,
Baltimore.
got the big play, big boy wide receiver over there, and Xavier Leggett to go with Zay Flowers. I'm gonna go to the defensive side of the football now.
All right.
I'm gonna go get him an edge, man. Clowney, although he's playing well,
Mm.
that was a rental. Yeah, Owe. I remember you guys talking about Owe
Odafe.
a lot. Yeah,
Odafe. Yeah.
Carter seems like he should be. Yeah, but
They
he
got
does fit them.
Simpson. They got Trent
Yeah,
Simpson coming up though.
yeah.
Trent
Roquan,
Simpson
Patrick
is
Queen.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
And
with the
Queen,
edge.
they may not be able to re-sign Queen because Queen is balling too. They may not be able to re-sign him, but Trent Simpson's the next
Trent
guy up.
Simpson, the heir apparent over there.
Yeah, yeah.
Man, Jack Sawyer, Jonah Ellis, Gabriel Murphy. I like what I'm seeing from Murphy. Oh, Mara. Who else they got down there? Yeah, corner could definitely
Your
go
boy
for it
Patrick
too.
Payton is helping himself a lot.
Yeah,
He's been
State.
balling last month or so. Jalex
Who's the
Hunt, he's
who
a
D
Senior
lineman?
Bowl invite.
Go to the D lineman. See if anybody play edge over here.
And then Jackson is a
Nah,
guy that's picking up some
that's big
steam.
nasty. McKinley Jackson.
Ooh, that's Drew's boy,
Mm.
Keith Randolph.
Keith Randolph. Eamon Rucker. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jordan Birch. A
Jordan
lot of good
Birch.
guys right there. Go back to edge. Go back to edge. Uh, I don't know, man. Jack Sawyer, Jonah Ellis, Gabriel Murphy. I like all three of those guys. Man, let's give Jack Sawyer a chance, bro. Let's give him an opportunity over here in
Put him in that
Baltimore.
defense. See if he
Put
can
him in that
shake something.
defense.
All right.
Former 5-star edge rusher. He hasn't lived up to it, but he's coming along a little bit. Jack Sawyer for the Baltimore Ravens. Get some more edge rushing over there.
All right. I like it. I went Patrick Paul in the first round here. I want to shore up the pass for Donovan Smith isn't the answer for Kansas City. And then I want to go back to the receiver right? I like what they have in Rashee Rice. You know what I'm saying? I think Rashee Rice certainly has the goods. Kelsey getting longer in the two, so Jatavian Sanders might be an option here. I think the guy I want to get, though, it's between D Kit's guy here in Torrey Horton and Tez Walker. It's between those two,
Hey,
bro.
you know who Tez remind me of?
What do you remind you of?
Your boy, Troy Franklin from Oregon.
Mm.
Those are both guys that just long and they just track really well. And if they're even, they leave it. Both of those guys, man. So that's who you kind of remind me of a little
I
bit.
think that's what they're missing is that speed over the top. Justin Watson is the field stretcher, right? I think Roman Wilson would be a good fit for Kansas City too. But I really like how I think they could do more with Rashee Rice. But I think Rashee Rice, in terms of what they're asking him to do, is in the short to intermediate is working fine. If I want to add a guy who can kind of take the top off, I think Tez Walker would be my pick. I like Jermaine Burton as well.
Christian
I think,
Watson's another guy like that too.
yeah, I like Tez more than I like Christian Watson, bro. And that's even after I thought Christian Watson would be a better route runner. Watching him during those one-on-ones at the Senior Bowl, but he just hasn't translated. It just simply hasn't translated. I think Walker in this system would be a menace, bro. So I'm gonna go with a Tez Walker. Last pick.
Last pick. Philly. Who we got, man? We got Braylon Trice, Kalen Carson. I can't go defense. Let's go with the offensive side of the football. I don't think they're gonna draft a running back. The wide receivers position is kind of what I'm looking at. You got Goddard over there, so can't go get Jatavian, Roman Wilson, Jacob Cowan, my boy Juice Wells, bro.
Juice Wells.
My boy Juice Wells, bro. You know what, man? Let's do it, man. Let's go get my boy Juice Wells.
Juice Wells to round it out. Pick 64.
Let's get Juice Wells to round it out, man. Put him in right in between Devontae and AJ Brown and watch him ball out.
All right. Let's run through these picks, man. Let's run through these picks real quick before we call it a night, man. Love you guys rocking with us. Love the input as well. Atlanta Falcons, Latu and Shador. I mean, Headley. I mean,
that's a dream. That's a dream draft right there.
What's up, David? What's happening? You got Mims and Patrick Paul. I think we addressed the offensive line. I think we did, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we got an edge for them.
I think we did. Yeah. Matter of fact, let me jump to the Commanders. Let's take a quick look at them at the bottom.
I don't think we did, but you might be right.
I went Van Pran.
Oh, yeah, Van Pran. There you go.
I went inside. Yeah.
Get him right.
Yeah.
Get him right.
So Chop Robinson, Jeremiah Trotter, and then Van Pran.
Solid right there.
Arizona. It's actually where we needed to start. What happened, D-Kid? We got the Eagles. We were loading the Eagles up too much. My bad, man. Marvin Harrison Jr., Kool-Aid, and Brandon. Bro, look at bro.
Yeah. Yo, add that on top of the draft they had last season. You know, just getting some good young players, man. Harrison Jr. to go with Michael Wilson at the wide receiver position, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Brandon Dorless, two fans. Those are difference makers.
With the young tight end coming into his own too, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. What's going on, David? We hanging in there, man. You know where you can find us most Friday nights. Grinding.
Yeah.
Just grinding. All right. So we talked about Atlanta. Let's go to Baltimore. think you made both picks here. I love the Leggett pick. I love it.
Yeah.
Even if Rashad Bateman, who seems to be turning a corner, comes into and plays at the level that we expect, Leggett offers that size, that physical presence on the boundary, with Zay Flowers doing a little bit of everything. And then, you round it out with Bateman, and of course you have Mark Andrews. I love it. I love it. And
Yeah, man.
Lamar's a baller. I just want to
Open
make
that
sure everybody.
offense up, man.
Yeah, man. Corley and Juice Wells in the NFC East,
Yeah.
so cool. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. It
Speed.
is. It is. You got to tackle, baby. You got to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Baltimore, Buffalo. I like these two picks here, Hadley.
Troy Franklin. Yeah, you got to get beef in the trenches with Johnny Newton. Something Buffalo's been missing the last couple of seasons, especially around playoff time when it's getting cold, it's snowing out there. You need somebody nasty in the middle of that defense. Newton fits that bill. And then Troy Franklin, man, he's one of those guys, take the top off the defense, the speed. Gabe Davis, if you want to move on from him, you can, because if Troy Franklin, Stephon Diggs, Khalil Shakur, I like those trio receivers. With Dalton Kincaid, we can't forget about
With
that
Dalton.
guy.
Can't forget Dalton.
To be potentially the
Yeah,
best tight end in
I'm with
football
you.
once Kelsey leaves.
Yeah, man. He's got that upside. I'm with you, DK. I think Headley nailed it with these two picks here for Buffalo. Carolina. Only one selection, Headley. Went to Xavier Worthy. I like Worthy. He's got to catch it. I get it. He's got to catch it. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his ability. I'm a fan of the talent. I'm a fan of the speed. You need a guy who can get it open quickly. Who can also take off the top of the defense. I think at 34, it makes perfect sense. I think in the second round, early second round, I'm willing to roll the dice on Xavier Worthy. You might want somebody who's a little bit more consistent, considering that it's Carolina and they're hurting. But the upside in Xavier Worthy is really great. They need to use Jonathan Mingo differently. They're trying to use Jonathan Mingo as, this the short area quickness. And no, he's a more of a linear athlete. You know what I'm saying? So use him appropriately. And we talked about it while we weren't live, unfortunately. The coaching just hasn't been up to snuff in Carolina's, among other things. All right.
You said who's faster, Mitchell or Worthy, man? My bet's on Worthy. I think Worthy's a 4-3 guy.
Too. Yeah,
Worthy's a 4-3 guy.
Shy. I made these two selections. I'm rocking with Caleb until further notice. I'm rocking with Caleb, and my biggest point here, and I know the emphasis is on how Caleb Williams fares or how poorly he plays within the structure of the offense. I actually think it's not as. I think he's developing some bad habits, right? I think it's being slightly blown out of proportion because I have some question marks in terms of the coaching that he's actually receiving. And people say that that's, ludicrous because Lincoln Riley has had multiple, Heisman Trophy quarterbacks, 3 of them to be exact, within a 5-year span. But I saw a little bit of an adjustment this past week in terms of doing 11 personnel as opposed to 4 wide and empty sets to help that offensive line a little bit. I think that makes a difference. I think there's entirely too much of Caleb, go make a play for us, right? And then, of course, Caleb internalizes that, and he doesn't necessarily always play within the confines of the offense. I think more importantly, and I'm gonna go here, Heather. I'm gonna spend a little time on this because I thought this was really significant in terms of our conversation earlier. Was during my evaluation of Patrick Mahomes, I had a hard time believing in him because he did not play within the confines of the offense. If you think Caleb Williams doesn't play within the confines of the offense, go back to the Texas Tech tape.
Yeah.
Go back to that Texas Tech tape and you'll see it. But where the needle started to change for him, because the talent was never a question mark, right? His ability to spin it and create was never a question mark. The where it kind of shifted for me was the interview process. And it was a move the sticks interview. It wasn't even with the teams. It was a move the sticks interview where he talked about understanding that it's okay to punt. It's okay to take the check down. He recognized that he was trying to do too much in Big 12 because, of course, Texas Tech had a terrible defense, i.e. USC. So the interview process is going to be big for Caleb Williams, right? There's a bravado there. Does he rub people the wrong way? You painting the nails, you know what I'm saying? All of this hoopla you want, ownership in teams. I think the interview process is going to make or break it for Caleb. That's really where I kind of draw that line, right? And the improvements that I've seen from Drake May certainly make it a conversation now, but I'm still leaning Caleb Williams. And of course, I go Olu Fashanu to pair him up with Darnell Wright and solidify that offensive line. All right, Cincy. You went Jordan Morgan in the first round. You know, a riser. I wouldn't say a big riser. I think we were already pretty high on him, but I think he's kind of almost cemented his first round billing at this point, assuming that the medical check out. And I love Jalen Polk. I'm a big fan of Jalen Polk. I think you pair him up with your boy Jamar Chase and this light camera action with Joe Burrow at the controls there. T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd may be on the way out in 2024. Cleveland. Talk to me, Henry, about this
Michael
Cleveland
Hall
thing.
Jr., man. You got Davian Clowney on the edge. He rushes from the inside also, but you get big, get physical, get a bowling ball up the middle to get after the quarterback and Michael Hall Jr. I know the Browns defense is already pretty elite, man. They got one of the best defenses in the league. Let's add a Michael Hall to that, man, and get even better. So Michael Hall Jr. to the Browns.
All right. Dallas. Of course, we went to Talise Fuaga. I made that particular selection. I'm expecting Tyron Smith to be on the outs, if not call it a career after this year. And then you followed that up with Malachi Corley. Your thoughts on Corley?
Man, just get the ball in his hands, run after the catchability. They're comparing him to Deebo Samuel. That's all you need to know. I think Malik Neighbors is a guy that's better with the ball in his hands than Corley, but Corley, he does it a little differently, man. Just a little more physical after the catch. So, CD Lamb's out there, but I think that needs another weapon. Cooks is getting a little older. Gallup, after the injury, hasn't really been the same player. So let's get him another weapon, man. Malachi Corley.
All right. Denver, I went Brock Bowers. It's Brock Bowers, bro. Detroit. I made both these selections here for Detroit. I want to continue to bolster that defense. I think what they have on offense is plenty good. And considering how the board was kind of unfolding, I think Nate Wiggins and Princeton can come in and make an impact immediately in Detroit. Green Bay. Went Joe Alt, followed up with Cooper Beebe. We're getting that offensive line situated. And then, of course, here's a question. And I saw my guy, Mr. C. Prasky, talk about it. Bo Nix was not selected in our 2-round mock draft. I opted for Jaden Daniels. I'm a little bit higher on Jaden Daniels. I think there's obviously, a significant amount of people who feel that Bo Nix is a better prospect. Either way, whether you go Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix, I think you have to bring somebody else in. I've never been a big fan of Jordan Love. I know he has the tools. I just don't see it week in and week out with him, right? And of course, he's still relatively young in terms of starting, but you've been in the system long enough. I would expect a little bit more command of said system at this point. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Of course, experience is the best teacher. I get that. But I want to bring in a Jay Daniels or a Bo Nix to push in. I want to bring one of those guys in to push in. Let me see this one right.
Justin Fields to the Packers of Joe. Now the Bears ain't doing that. They ain't doing that one.
No, they wouldn't do that.
I think they might trade Justin Fields. There's an outside chance they trade him, but I think they're trying to get some picks because they need to get that defense back. They got a lot of those on that Bears team. So if you do trade Fields, you got to acquire some picks.
Yeah, I think when you talk about the polish from Bo Nix and the improvement he's made since he's made the transfer and gotten better coaching at Oregon is impressive, right? To Jake's point, I think Jane just has a little magic to him, bro. He got a little juice to him, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's why I lean towards Jaden Daniels. The Texans, okay. All right. They didn't let my Jonathan Brooks pick. Yeah, but I love Leonard Taylor. Put him up front. You know what I'm saying? Create some opportunities, some additional opportunities for Will Anderson. Will Anderson's obviously a stud. He's doing big things. Hasn't necessarily translated into sacks, but he's actually making plays for everybody else at this juncture. I like to flip the switch a little bit here. Let Leonard Taylor eat up some of that blocking, help out your run defense. Let Will Anderson do his thing. And I like Jonathan Brooks. There were some receivers on the board, but I don't know how many running backs. I think this may have been the only running back that was selected in our 2-round mock draft. The all around skill set that Jonathan Brooks presents in terms of pass protection, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, running the football. He doesn't necessarily have home run speed, but I think he has the requisite speed to be a very effective 3-down back in this league. So I like Jonathan Brooks here. Staying in the state of Texas, the Colts, Dallas Turner with the first pick. Got to bolster that defensive line, and then we went to the offensive line here in the second round here, Headley.
Yeah, man, you got to stay in the trenches, man. Dallas Turner, big riser up the board, getting after the quarterback. And then you got Kingsley, man. I think the Colts, they want to run the football. You got Jonathan Taylor, you just gave him the big contract. Anthony Richardson likes to run. I think he needs to slow up on a little bit, man, because we need him to stay healthy. But you added Kingsley Suwantala to that offensive line. And when the Colts were really good, it was their offensive line doing it with Quentin
Right.
Nelson and stuff. Some guys have left
Mm-hmm.
that offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Let's replenish that offensive line with Kingsley.
I like it. I want to get to these two questions or these comments here. So Joey is asking about what we think the Bears could realistically net in a trade for Fields. I think Fields is worth a second round pick.
Yeah. That's what I was
I
thinking
think
too. Second
the
round.
talent is he's too young. He's still on his rookie contract, and he's so talented, right? I think it's worth a second round pick. You have to look at it from this perspective, right? We believe that Caleb Williams, Drake May, Michael Penix, those three for sure will be in the first round. It'll be some amalgamation of maybe J.J. McCarthy or Bo Nix that finds their way into the first round as well. I don't know that it's going to be more than 4. It may be, but I'm thinking maybe 4 guys go in the first round, assuming Shador goes back to school, right? In the second round, we're talking about Cam Ward, Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix. Do you like all 3 of those guys more than Justin Fields? What if you can't get one of those guys? I think Justin Fields would be worth a second round pick. And of course, you'd be getting the pick that you use in order to acquire Montez Sweat back. You know what I'm saying? So ideally, Justin Fields is your guy. Ideally, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening considering the prospects, considering the fact that it's now been 2 coaching staffs that really haven't gotten the full breadth of what Justin Fields is capable of. And of course, Justin Fields has work to do. I don't want to exonerate him.
Yeah.
He's certainly
he got to get the ball out quicker,
quicker.
process a little more,
Absolutely.
go through his reads. But the talent is there, man. We've seen it. We've seen him at his highs, man. It was dominant at the end of the season last season, especially how he uses his legs. So a second round pick, yeah, like you said, like I like him better than Jaden Daniels. I like him better than Cam Ward.
I like him more than Quinn Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah.
He's a first round guy for a reason, man. So
yeah,
we just gotta process a little quicker. I think getting him in a better system will go a long way also. So and more weapons around him, better offensive line. It's the same. A lot of the same issues that Bryce Young is having right now. To be honest,
that's true. That's true. D-Kid mentioned that Bo Nix is buttoned up. Looks like the process at a high speed. That's really the question. I see the accuracy, right? I see quality decision making. What do you think about his processing? In terms of what he's being asked, in terms of what he's being asked to do, right?
That's exactly where I'm going because I think that Oregon offense makes it easy for him. They do the triple read, hand it to the running back, fake it, bring it out, first read targets. I've not hit Troy Franklin, so I don't really think they're asking him to do too much from a processing standpoint. But I think his accuracy plays at all levels of the field, deep, short, intermediate, his ability to use his legs. And like you said, he's improved and got better every year. It's something to say about guys that gets better every season.
Definitely.
Putting in the work. So, when he gets to the next level, you think he's still going to put in that work and still get better. So, that's why I have Bo Nix right now. I think I have him at QB. Is it 5? Yeah, if Shador goes back to school, it'd be QB 5 for me at Bo Nix.
Gotcha. And I think certainly, if we were doing trades, Bo Nix would be off the board in the second round. No later than the end of the second round. So we kind of let it play out as is. I think 3 and 5 is actually a possibility for Fields as well. I think that might be able to net Fields as well. So you're looking at Seattle. He said we already gave up our second for our guy. You know what I'm saying? So can a 3 and 5 get it? I think it's possible. I think there's going to be a decent market for Justin Fields. No, you're right about that, DK. They got hoses. I'm slowly. It's been a slow process, but I am slowly coming around more and more to Bo Nix. What Bo Nix has done since he made that transition to Oregon has been incredibly impressive. And I'm a big proponent of guys getting better from year to year, working on their craft and excelling and improving upon the niceties and the nuances associated with the positions. Let's see. Spencer Rattler.
He got a hose too.
Yeah, live arm. Yeah.
Yes, tools. Yep.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Jacksonville. You made these two picks here, Hadley. Cooper
Cooper
DeJean,
DeJean, Brian Thomas
Brian
Jr.
Thomas.
Yeah, we're going on the perimeter right here, man, on the boundary, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think Cooper DeJean got the versatility to play nickel corner, safety. That's where I like him. He played a lot of outside corner for Iowa, but I think at the next level, safety, nickel corner, I think he could do that very well. Short up the back end there for Jacksonville because the front's pretty good. And then Brian Thomas Jr., man, you got Calvin Ridley, you got Christian Kirk. Those are smaller guys. I want to see a guy that could go over the top of the defense, get the ball at the highest point, big, physical wide receiver on the outside. Like get your X receiver. I know Calvin Ridley could play X also, but he just doesn't
It's
have
not
the
where he should live.
size.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's more of a
he should
Z.
be more of
He's
a
more of a
Z,
Z.
more
Yeah,
of a Z
I agree with
receiver.
that.
So get Brian
Agree with
Thomas
that.
over there in Jacksonville.
See your man David giving your boy Jordan Travis some love.
Yeah, Jordan Travis is my guy. Also, he's another guy that got better.
Oh, for
As
sure.
just like Bo Nix, man. Every year he's getting better. He's improving. He's getting the ball out of his hands quicker. That was the biggest thing from when you first saw Travis holding on to the ball a lot. He's processing, getting the ball out quicker. So I think he's another guy that we need to speak about. Like I had him where I like Jaden Daniels over him, but he possesses a lot of the same similarities as Jaden Daniels,
Abilities.
where they don't
I hear
have the
you.
biggest, strongest arms, but they use their
Mm-hmm.
legs and they get the ball out their hands quickly. So both of those guys are right there, day 2, day 3 guys to me.
Gotcha. All right. I made the two selections here for Kansas City: Patrick Paul, Tez Walker. Donovan Smith is a liability. Most important position group is offensive line. So with Patrick Paul and his upside in terms of his pass blocking, that frame that he possesses, I'm willing to bet on Kansas City being able to coach him up and turn into a really good left tackle. Tez Walker, just the juice. It's just the juice, bro. It's just the immediate juice, and it's missing. The strength of Kansas City's team this year is the defense, bro. Believe it or not, that is the strength of their team. They're winning games ugly, and their defense has been phenomenal. It's been excellent, and they're young. It's a young group too on the defensive side of the ball. So impressive stuff. Let's reload on the offensive side of the ball here in Kansas City.
Yeah.
That takes us to Vegas. JJ
Yeah,
McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy, man, a quarterback, man. Like we said earlier, these next 3 games for JJ McCarthy is going to be very big. I have him at QB4 right now behind May, Caleb Williams, May, and Penix. I know the little things that McCarthy does, little subtle movements he makes. Pocket, very strong arm, has athleticism. Also, they just haven't really played anybody this year. He played up big last year in Ohio
Right,
State game. But
right.
Penn State's defense is tough. Ohio again is tough. So we're gonna know a lot about JJ McCarthy here, but we can't keep rolling Garoppolo out there. He's an injury waiting to happen. So they need a new quarterback over there in Vegas. Let's make Devontae Adams happy. Let's make Jacoby Myers happy, Michael Mayer happy, and let's get him a new quarterback.
I'm with it. Kamari Lassiter, the second round pick. I think he's been very good this year. Quiet. It's quiet. You can get lost. If you're not one of those star studded, rosters that the Georgia Bulldogs have rolled out the last couple of seasons in terms of the defense. I think he's gotten lost in the translation a little bit, but I think he's a really talented player in his own right and playing at a high level. So like him in the second round. Joey Nichols and D Kid is actually the one who mentioned it in terms of Jalen Monroe. Listen, I think we talked about it on the second half draft show early in the season. What Saban and his coaching staff did in terms of playing musical chairs with the quarterbacks was coaching malpractice. They were forced. And they got lucky. They got lucky that they didn't lose the kid, right?
Yeah,
Because they were forced to go back to him. They
yeah,
tried a couple other options and they were god awful, terrible. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that isn't to say that Jalen Milroe certainly doesn't have things that he needs to work on. Clearly, he's still a bit raw, but he was obviously the most talented of the trio, the battery that they sent out there. So, yeah, I'm glad they got back to him for their sake. And now Alabama's in the thick of things. Milroe is playing with more confidence. You know what I'm saying? He because the running game was struggling early in the season. Of course, that has now gotten on track a bit here. So, yeah, man, he's talented. He's talented, and I hope he continues to develop.
yeah. Straight cheeks, man. Straight cheeks. Tyler Buckner.
Bro,
Buckner.
bro,
Yeah.
they got lucky. They got lucky because they were ready to write him off. They were ready to write him off. It's a good thing they didn't lose him. All right, Chargers. Okay, so I think these are two players that we're really high on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Josh Newton pick obviously makes a ton of sense. It's a huge glaring need. Kalen, all the corners were on the board, bro, at 17 outside of Kool-Aid. All the corners. And like I said, I get it. Even Johnny Newton was out there. Like, conventional wisdom says do the right thing, but I cannot pass it up. And I'm not convinced Quentin Johnson is the answer. Jalen Guyton certainly isn't the answer. Michael Williams won't be back, right? Austin
Yeah.
Eckler may not be back. We
Keenan
don't know
Allen
what
getting
that's going to
older.
look like. Keenan Allen's getting older, right? Malik Neighbors is going to be a star. I'm I'm
Yeah.
I'm I'm,
I'm
I'm
with you.
planting my flag, bro. I'm planting
I'm
my
with you.
flag, right?
Yeah.
And I think in this offense, that way you don't have the same amount of pressure. And I get it, back-to-back years at the receiver position. I think you need to acknowledge. You may need to acknowledge that Quentin Johnson may want to give him time to develop. He may be a mistake. From my perspective, he wasn't a day one guy. He wasn't a first-round receiver in my
Yeah, we
eyes,
didn't have him
right?
there.
We didn't have him there. We had him in the second round. So I'm gonna drop Neighbors in there, and I'm gonna continue to work with Quentin Johnson, be able to bring him along and put him in positions to do what he does well. You want him to get vertical, and you want him to work across the field, right? We want him on those drag routes. You want to be able to get him running, but trying to make those short area quickness and breaks out of routes and stuff. You see when he takes off, he buries his head.
Mm-hmm.
When he's getting in his route, he buries it. I'm like, bro, you can't play receiver like that, bro. Like, you're trying to build up speed, bro. Like, it doesn't work like that, man. So you need to, if you're the Chargers, you need to acknowledge that may not necessarily pan out. If it does, great. But get out in front of it. Get out in front of it while you have the huge contract with Justin Herbert. I'm going to add another receiver on a rookie contract instead of bringing in a free agent necessarily who may or may not work out, and go with Malik Neighbors, who I think has the highest ceiling among all the receivers in the class. Josh Newton, the
Yeah, I love
physicality,
him.
and he's locked down. He's locked down out there, man. He's a
Man, and he
problem.
got versatility to play man, zone,
Yeah.
inside, outside. You could ask him to do whatever on the football field. And the main thing with him is swag and confidence, man. Short memory. At a
Mm-hmm.
quarterback position, you need that short memory. You need that swag. You need that attitude, and he possesses that, a lot of it, man. So I like Josh Newton. I think he's a guy that's gonna be raising up draft board. He has the size, also has the length. You see him man to man on a slot fade, getting his hands up, getting his head around. So possesses a lot of talent over there. So I think he'd be a great fit here for the Chargers.
The thing about Quentin Johnson, D kick, if
Sad
you
to say.
recall, we gotta go back to it, right?
No,
If
I'm
you
saying he doesn't
recall,
listen to the show.
yeah, I know. If you recall, we had Damian Parsons on, right?
Oh
From the
yeah,
Locked On
I remember
Podcast
that.
Network, the Draft Network, friend of the show, and he had Johnson as receiver one. And one of the main things that he mentioned, my main takeaways I had in terms of the conversation was quarterback play being an issue at TCU. And while I will acknowledge that there was some inconsistency from the quarterback position, the thing that I was encouraged to hear was Johnson's work ethic. So if the work
Yeah,
ethic is true, is real, if it's legitimate, now that he's being paid handsomely, right? If the work ethic is real and the Chargers put him in position to be successful, don't ask him to be something he isn't, right? And I assume they draft him to be Mike Williams' replacement, right? If you're using him in that fashion, then I think he has a chance to be successful. But I'm much more confident in the prospects of Malik Neighbors.
yeah. I think let me
Right.
get in on the Quentin
Yeah.
Johnson
Yeah.
talk, man, because
Good.
I felt when Quentin Johnson was at his best at TCU is when they kind of moved him around, threw him in the
Mm,
slot a little bit,
mhm.
getting the ball in space, some reverses. You just have to create ways to get him the ball. He's one of those receivers where the route running is not completely there yet, so you can't say, "Hey, you're on an island, one-on-one matchup, win this matchup." I don't think he's capable of doing that just yet. You got to put in more work, but
Right.
you got to move him around. You got to get him the ball, put him in the slot, put him in motion. You got to do some designs with him. So I think Kellen Moore,
They'll
will get
figure
it
it
right.
out.
He'll
Yeah.
figure it out with him. He'll get him more
Yeah.
involved because they need him right now. Because Jalen Guyton, he looks like he's the second wide receiver right now, and they're not going to be able to go to the next level with that. Mike Williams is hurt right now.
Hmm.
Josh Palmer is hurt right now, so they're going to really need Quentin Johnson over these next weeks, heading into the playoffs. So they just need to find ways and be more creative with him. He's not a guy that's going to win those one-on-one matchups just yet in his career. What do you think about DK Metcalf? You see any similarities there with Quentin Johnson?
There are some. There are some. I think that one of the main differences is that you didn't go DK in the first round. You know what I'm saying? You
My
didn't.
pick.
You didn't. He was a second round pick. DK had some injury concerns coming in. He had some medical concerns coming in as well. He certainly has made improvements, but you can still take DK Metcalf away, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Joey Nichols said it right here. You needed to work on your hands and route running. That's not a good combination, bro. That's not a good combination, bro. When
Yeah.
you need to work on both of those things, and let's be frank, Quentin Johnson is not the athlete. He's a great athlete, but he's not the DK Metcalf size speed combo. That's different. For
Yeah.
DK Metcalf, that's a little different, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
He a
saying?
man.
Yeah, yeah. So there are some similarities, but I also see there's a bit of a contrast there between those two players, bro.
Yeah.
Metcalf is a different animal. He's a
Yeah.
different specimen, bro. You know what I mean?
Most
And
definitely.
Joey Nichols mentioned it. Like Johnson not as strong as DK. DK is raw strength. He don't have that. He doesn't have that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a little bit looser.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
Yeah. I seen this thing on Twitter where they had three receivers that it was something to combine, like in the combine,
Oh,
and
the three.
only
It was
three
a cone
guys.
drill. It was a three cone.
Yeah, it was Kelvin Benjamin on that list.
Mm-hmm.
A guy we didn't really like. Jalen
Jalen
Rager was on
Rager.
that list.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really like him either.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the other guy? There
Quentin
was a
Johnson.
third guy on that
Quentin
list too,
Johnson.
and
It was
Quentin
Quentin
Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah. So what Headley is referring to was receivers, first round receivers scoring in the 10th percentile or lower, right? In the three cone drill. And there's only been 3 receivers that have scored that low in that particular drill taken in the first round. And they are Quentin Johnston, Jalen Rager, and Kelvin Benjamin. That is not good company, bro. It's not good company, right? I'm not writing them off completely, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Really and truly, right? So, my guy David Valentine said we sleeping on Keon Coleman. Hey man, check out that who's receiver 2
I ain't
video,
sleeping.
man.
I ain't sleeping on Keon.
Listen. I've taken Keon. I'm a Canes fan. I've taken Keon in both of our mock drafts. All right, I've taken them in both. Okay, so I recognize the ability. I do. But definitely check out that video. Who's receiver 2 in the 2024 NFL draft on this channel? But just go check that video after the live, bro. Just check it out. You know what I'm saying? We make our case. We make the case for receiver 2.
It seemed like I made some people mad asking about DK, man. I apologize, man. I'm just thinking about receivers that's not really route runners, not big physical guys. I know there's some differences in him. DK is bigger. Quentin is a little looser, but these DK had a lot of the same question marks coming into the league. Can he get open? The route running, the three cone probably wasn't. I don't think it was well for him either. So bigger guys. So we'll see.
Let me tell you another difference.
What's
When
that?
DK is coming off the line of scrimmage, right, and it's that 235-pound frame coming off the line of scrimmage, bro. He's actually looking where he's going.
Yeah.
Quentin Johnson is
Quentin looking into the ground. Looking into the ground.
Yeah. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't
he needs
big on
work.
Quentin either coming in.
Yeah, man. He needs work, bro. He needs work. Let's talk about these Rams in this draft, which is pretty impressive here, Headley. I like what you've done here.
Yeah, man. We went to the trenches, man. The LA Rams. This is another team that's drafted well last season.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they got some steals in the draft, especially on the defensive side of the football.
Oh yeah.
Steven Ville in the second round as well, and they continue to add to it right here. Jared Verse, edge one for me right now. Just the burst, Verse with the burst, man, off the edge, closing ability, big time player in big time moments, and then Troy Fontenot. He's a rise up the board. The Rams offensive line, and that Sean McVay system. The offensive line is the most important thing in most systems, but especially in that Sean McVay system.
Right.
That you got to run the football. You got to get that zone blocking going, get to the level, because everything else in that offense, man. So I think Troy Fontenot will be a good fit there for LA.
Hey, Mr. C. Prasky, man, I'm not sure if you're new to the show or not, man, but welcome. I'm happy to have you interact with us in the comments here. Listen, our third member of this broadcast was on Jake Bobo last year, man. He was on Jake Bobo last year, man. So we're not uninitiated to Jake Bobo. We've been new about Jake Bobo, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like what Jake Bobo was doing out there for Seattle. Let's talk about the Dolphins real quick here. Graham Barton and Chris Braswell. Barton offers a lot of flexibility up front. I view him more as a guard, but I think he can play tackle in the pinch. They just need to continue to work on that offensive line. They're making plays, of course. They've improved along the offensive line, but I think you have some contracts that may be expiring. Teron Armstead should come back healthy, so I think Barton goes a long way in terms of solidifying that offensive line. Chris Braswell is a riser. He's an in-season riser here in terms of being able to affect the passer. You have Jalen Phillips. You have my guy Bradley Chubb out there. We want to continue to send waves of pass rush. We're planning on playing with the lead in Miami, right? We're explosive on offense. We need to play pass defense. We got a talented back end, Javon Holland, Jalen Ramsey, X. You got some good players back there. Let's get after the quarterback. Let's send waves of pass rushers and create some turnovers there.
Yeah, I love what you did with the Dolphins 2 picks here, because that's physicality right there. We know they got the speed, we know they got the sexy, but adding a Barton, a physical offensive lineman to play for the outside, and then Braswell, a physical edge over there out of Alabama. So I like what you did there.
All right, let's go to Minnesota. All right, it appears we're re-upping with that boy Kirk, man. We're re-upping with Kirk. I could have gone Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward. I'm a fan of Cam Ward. Bo Nix obviously was available too. I think he should be in the conversation in the second round. But Hella, you went with JT Tuamaloa. I had it 2 weeks ago. I had it down to a science. I'm gonna do better. And then Cole Bishop in the second round. I made the selection there. Let's talk about JT a little bit.
Man, JT, man, if he playing against Penn State every week, man, this guy's a future Hall of Famer, man. So it's just being with him, because when he's on, man, the hand usage, his ability, his instinctiveness in the run game and the pass game, his ability to get after the quarterback, his ability to stop the run. He has a complete skill set. Like I said, coming into this year, he was my edge 2, potential edge 1. But he's falling down a little bit. Just got to see more consistency, a lot of peaks and valleys in his game. But when it's on, man. And you compare it to a lot of guys in the NFL that could get their hands up in the pass game, use their hands to get at the quarterback, Joey Bosa, Aiden Hutchinson, guys like that, man, just have a relentless motor and can do it all.
Yeah, I'm not going to add a whole lot to Cole Bishop. I think he's your heir apparent to Harrison Smith and continues to round out that secondary. I love Cole Bishop. Big time riser at the safety position for me through the summer. New England. Laser Penix and Tyler Guyton, man.
Yeah, get the quarterback. You got to get him, man. Mac Jones, we've seen enough, man, here at CPGM with him. So let's add the new quarterback. The strong left arm will do very well in any kind of weather over there. You got Guyton to protect him. Guyton's a riser. I think the ceiling and the potential. You just got to clean up some technical stuff with his hands, things of that nature. But man, adding Penix, man, we just got to get the receivers right now, man, because we love Penix over here, man. We've been debating him. Maybe he's QB2. Right now we still got Drake May. Well, I got Drake May. I'm not going to speak for you, but Michael Penix is the guy to watch also for that QB2 this discussion.
Yeah, man. I think people are drawing the line. I think we have in fact, the poll that we did on the top 2 quarterbacks during the summer, I think Caleb was QB1 90% and May was 10%. I do think there's a high for Michael Penix, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his ability. But the more recent poll, if I'm not mistaken, was closer to 70-30, 65-35. So Drake May obviously is getting closer with respect to that. And he certainly has improved this year, right? And I said it before, Caleb Williams had nowhere to go but down. He had nowhere to go but down, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. I want to check this out. This Pacific Northwest Sports. I'll be sure to check you out, Mr. C. Prasky. I want to support, so I'll be sure to check that out. Let's see here.
Yep, that's the big thing with Penix, the injury
That's
history.
the big question mark.
It's kind of like Latu on the UCLA edge, where they got all the talent in the world. It's just, are they going to check those injury boxes because of their past injury history? So,
correct.
We'll see. I think Penix had both his knees. Was it both his knees?
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Keon Coleman and Chris Jenkins to the Saints. I took Keon Coleman in the first round. Hella, you followed up with Chris Jenkins. I'm a big fan of Chris Jenkins. I think he and Brzee could be a problem. I think that might present a problem for opposing offensive lines. And of course, I love the idea of pairing Keon Coleman with Chris Olave. I think those two, the body types, the skill sets, they just complement each other very well. And eventually we'll get a quarterback in there. And when that quarterback steps in there, he's going to have excellent receivers on the boundary. So like what we did here with the Saints, the Jets, only
See
one
that
pick,
comment
but
right there? Gabriel Murphy, as much as Latu. I like what I see from Murphy this. I like how they stand him up in the interior, but Latu is just a technician. You
nah,
can't teach that technician, bro.
D Kid, I can't rock with you. I can't. I like the Murphy brothers now. They've certainly shown me something. They've shown me something, but I can't rock with that. I can't do it. I won't do it. Latu edge one till further notice. All right. Cam Kitchens, I think this is the cherry on top of this defense. Headley, you talked about the Jets. They got it. They got it on every level of the defense. You put a ball hawk like Cam Kitchens back there, there's going to be some opportunities. They're going to turn the football over. There's going to be some short fields here for the Jets. So
Yeah, I
safety
like how you
one.
worded that. I like how you worded the cherry on top because he's
Cherry
on
on
that
top.
top. He's in the top of that defense. I
Keep
like how you
single
did
high
that.
alive, baby. Yeah.
There you go.
Let's
Hey,
do
Reed,
it.
where you at?
You know what I'm saying? All right. D-Kit. Listen, this is love, D-Kit. I mean, you can't complain. I mean, you got to love this one. I mean, outside of the fact that Malachi Corley and who else? What was the other receiver that found his way into the NFC East?
Juice Wells.
And Juice Wells, yeah. Outside of that, but Drake May, Emeka Ibuka, Mason Smith, to replace Williams. I think we nailed it here. The Drake May was easy. I followed up with Ibuka, and then you took Mason Smith. So I think this one fell right into the Giants' lap. We just managed not to screw it up. If only we got Devondre. Ain't it?
Big boy.
Yeah, big sweat. Big sweat. All right. Oh, can you imagine Devondre and Dexter Lawrence, bro? That's problems.
That's nasty.
I don't know. No, I don't want that, bro. I am not. Nope. No, that's too much. That's too much, bro.
Ain't running the ball. You ain't running the ball.
No, bro. That's a long day for the interior offensive line. The guards in the center. Oh man, Braylon Trice, Kalen Carson, Juice Wells. You know what's interesting about this? Kalen Carson and Juice Wells. We haven't talked much about them in season, but in summer scouting, we were huge fans, and I think they're going to be really good pros. I think they're going to be really good pros. Kalen Carson, he just got to stay healthy. You got to stay healthy. And he's in position. Make a play on the ball, my friend. Make a play on the ball. Braylon Trice leading the country in terms of pressures, hurries. He's a consistent nuisance as it relates to the quarterback in the opposition's passing game. Here, Philadelphia. We move on to Pittsburgh, the other Pennsylvania team. Kalen King, Donovan Jackson. Your thoughts on Kalen King?
Man, rough game against Marvin Harrison Jr. But the tape last year, man, I fell in love with his tape, man. Just his versatility to play inside, outside, excellent in zone coverage. Just how he, his instincts, man, how he comes forward, kick and close, man. That's his game all day. Comes up, he'll hit. Just that Marvin Harrison tape. You know what it reminded me of? Remember AJ Terrell against Jamar Chase tape?
Yeah.
I was off of Terrell.
Hey, you were off of Terrell, bro. Like, nah.
but when you watch the entirety of AJ Terrell throughout his years at Clemson, he was a good corner. I think Kalen King's the same thing. He's a good corner. He just had a rough game against Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah, it happens. It's gonna happen from time to time. But Kalen King is pretty clean. And I like what he said afterwards. He said, I have to realize, because of course these guys are going to be harder on themselves than anybody else. I have to realize that one game defines you. It was a bad game. You turn the page on it, right? And I think pairing him up with Joey Porter is going to be lovely. I went with Donovan Jackson. He's one of the guys that we really like in terms of the interior of the offensive line. I think it's an area that Pittsburgh just needs to continue to improve, to continue to add pieces to round that offensive line out until you get a 5 that can bulldoze and generate that protection as well as rushing lanes on a consistent basis. They've shown some improvement this year, but I think there's still more work to do along Pittsburgh's offensive line. D-Kid, I wanted to highlight this particular comment because as I see it, and Headley drafted Leggett in the first round to the Ravens in this particular mock draft. Our previous mock draft, I drafted Leggett to the Ravens. Just imagine him being on the field with Zay Flowers. just as you're mentioning, Juice Wells is kind of creating things and opportunities for Leggett. Think about how Zay Flowers and Leggett can play off one another. I think it'd be phenomenal. I think it'd be phenomenal. All right. Just a few more teams here. We got San Francisco up next. Hella, you took Amarius Mims in the first round. I followed it up with Denzel Burke. I think there's certainly a need at both positions. Amarius Mims, unfortunately, is injured, but very good player. Very, very good player. Denzel Burke, this is probably where I feel most comfortable with him, right? And I know you want to do some additional work on him. I think he has the skill set, and I think he's playing better as compared to his 2022 tape. I think just in this particular system with that off, or rather defensive line, when you talk about Armstead and Bosa and Young and Hargrave and Drake Jackson, and I mean, waves.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I think Denzel Burke will fit in nicely with what they have here in San Francisco. I'm not as big a guy, but I can appreciate the improvement that he's made from one year to the next. And then Tampa Bay, Hallie, you are hell bent on improving this offensive line, and I'm not mad at it. J.C. Latham, the pair with Tristan Wirfs and Adonai Mitchell, man. Like I said before, I think Mitchell has an opportunity to find his way into that bottom of that first round, man. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was good. He didn't get a ton of opportunity at Georgia. You know what I mean? Just in terms of how the offense was run, they worked inside out. It was Bowers, Lad McConkey in terms of the passing game. So he transfers to Texas, and he's been terrific. And entering this season, I was like, Xavier Worthy's the guy. But now, 10, 11 weeks in, it's like, listen, man, Mitchell has made himself some money. So I like him. Whether Mike Evans is back or not, I like Adonai Mitchell here to Tampa Bay. And last, because we've already covered the Commanders, we got the Titans, rocking with Will Levis. Let's add Roma Dunze. We traded away our safety and Kevin Byard, so we add a very similar safety in terms of Tyler Nubin here. So like what we did here with the Titans. Helly, you've been steadfast in terms of your feelings on Roma Dunze as receiver 2. Why is he receiver 2 for you?
It's just the polish, the route running. I thought the ability to win those 50-50 balls. That was the next thing I was looking for from him, and I think he's improved that this season. Yards after the catch. He's a returner, so once he gets the balls in his hand, he can go 6. So he just possesses everything. He's a total package at wide receiver, and he's very smooth doing it. He kind of makes it look easy. We've seen that back shoulder pass Michael Penix did to him, man. It was just graceful, man. If it wasn't for Marvin Harrison Jr., he'd probably be one of the top receivers in this class.
Hey, Mr. Ciprasky, man, it's late here on the East Coast, man. My bad. Big T Sweat in the middle next to Leonard Williams. Yeah. I missed it. Big T Sweat, man. He's worked his way into the first round, and typically you don't see guys that are considered 2-down players going to first round, but Devondre Sweat is not a 2-down player, bro. He's a menace on all 3 downs. He's collapsing the pocket. He's making plays, getting his hands up in the passing lane. He's held to deal with in terms of the run game. That improvement we've seen in terms of his ability to affect the passer is the reason why he's found himself here towards the bottom of the first round. So excellent stuff here. I mean, I want to thank everybody who showed up about 30, 40 minutes late.
Chat was live, man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And listen, I don't know how much of that draft you got through, but if you got through a first round, I'm going to turn that into a video. I promise you I'm going to turn that into a video. So I appreciate all you guys hanging out with us, commenting, giving us your feedback, giving us your thoughts, and having a laugh with us. All right. So we'll be back. Hopefully it'll be the 3 of us, full crew. Want to get more into the Caleb Williams, Drake May discussion as far as the top quarterbacks in this class. We'll work Michael Penix in there as well. He's certainly part of the conversation. But that particular debate is heating up. It's almost at full tilt, full throat. So we'll get into that a little bit more next week, and then of course we'll celebrate this Miami dub, man. Let's celebrate, bro.
You gonna mess up my perfect season? You gonna end my perfect season, bro?
Hey man, we gotta play spoiler, bro. We gotta play spoiler. Hopefully
happening,
TVD don't poop the bed. It ain't happening.
It ain't happening, man. We ready, man.
We'll see.
We ready.
We'll see. All right, fellas. We'll see you next week.